Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Ah, man, do I love it. I just love when things start off with a troll.
What do you mean, a troll?
Yeah.
It's typically the top story of the day is how we start things off.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
The Rock is the top story.
He should be the top story every day.
You know, at some
He's
point,
America's hero.
At some point, you're going to have to go see a professional about this obsession.
So I have to actually set up an appointment with a therapist to talk about my love for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Yeah, it's
okay, noted.
I think.
Can you recommend somebody? Who would be a good therapist? You've been through a few. Which
Vin Diesel would be good.
All right, I didn't know if there was like a celebrity obsession therapist that you maybe have seen at some point.
I think Vin Diesel, at least, of all people, will be able to break you of this love affair with The Rock.
I got some stories, brother.
So, yeah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson posted this new video, surprisingly on social media, explaining how he understands why some people were upset when he and Oprah launched a fundraiser for the people that were devastated by the Maui wildfires.
You'll be impressed in this video. I don't believe he promotes or tries to endorse any of his brands.
If he did,
it'd be amazing.
That actually, I wish he would. See, this is the one where I get that he wouldn't because it would be so dumb, but I really wish he did. Or at least had him in the background, or like he was sitting at a table with all the product around him, but said nothing. But, now they each contributed $5 million, which I know is a lot of money, but you know me, I always go, well, is it, based on how much money do they actually have?
What is the math? That's like a regular person giving 50 cents to a charity.
Exactly. So, but they did. I mean, $5 million is definitely is helpful. And
tell that to the charity. Here, would you like 50 cents or would you like $5 million?
Yeah. I mean, but some thought, okay, we get you want to give $5 million. That's great. But a lot of people thought it was bad form for them to ask fans for more money. And here's what The Rock said about that.
When we first launched the fund, there was some backlash. And here's what I have to say about that. There's a lot of people out there who's living paycheck to paycheck, and I get it, and I know what that's like. I've lived paycheck to paycheck. And the last thing you want to hear when you are living paycheck to paycheck is someone asking you for money, especially when the person asking you for money already has a lot of money. So I get it. I understand. I'd never launched a fund before, and lesson learned.
I do love that. I think he's filming it right in front of like his really nice house.
I know, really. He's got the pool in the background. It looks like, I feel like I would have done it somewhere where it didn't look like you have a lot of money, but at least he said he has a lot of money.
Hey, how often do you have a celebrity actually address though that kind of a comment? I don't see Oprah talk about how she gets and understands why people maybe were a little taken aback by. Even though I think the whole thing started with people being like, "Hey, how can we help out?" Because I think they were talking about how they were helping out, and they're like, "Well, there's here. You can donate here," and people are like, "How dare you ask us to donate?"
Yeah, I never had a problem with them asking for money in the first place. So it's hard for me to criticize this video since I didn't criticize them asking for money in the first place. I do believe, could they have given more? Probably. And yet I still don't think it's bad to ask for money. I mean, we ask for money on this show all the time for good causes.
I never understood the whole argument of like they could have given more money because we don't know what other donations they're giving to other charities. Like all of a sudden they're supposed to give like $1 billion to every single charity.
That would be a good idea. Then I wouldn't have to hear from him anymore.
That's fair. Yeah, then he'd be broke.
Yeah, then it'd be done.
I was hoping he was going to bust into a wrestling promo. He's like, here's what I have to say about that. It would have been great. Like, listen, you jabronis, you take your charity money and stick it up here. That would have been so great if you went full Rock promo.
So I would like to know what lesson he learned. Because, like,
to not talk about that on the internet.
Yeah. Going forward, though, how do you do a charity? If you don't ask people for money, what lesson did you learn from that? There's not much lesson you can learn, is that people get pissed off. I don't think you change anything. I don't think they did really anything wrong.
What if that's what the lesson was learned? He's like, I just learned a valuable lesson that no matter how much nice things I do, there's going to be a bunch of miserable Fs on the internet chastising me.
And I'm one of them.
You are. Yeah. It would have been great if he was drinking his Terramana.
He really should have been. At this point, I mean, he kind of was flaunting the nice house. I don't think he intended to, but it's still like, hey, complain all you want. I do have a lot of money. And guess what? You don't, because you're still paycheck to paycheck.
He's like, and I also notice a lot of people probably think I'm a real low energy right now. And I feel like the best thing I could do is bust open one of these Zoa energy drinks.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right.
And now I'm a little tense, so I think I need a little Terramana.
Yep. And man, I think the best thing to do is just sit on the couch, kick back, and enjoy some, maybe some good entertainment like the XFL, possibly.
Yeah, really. Oh, yeah. I as much as I want to give him a hard time, I cannot give him a hard time for that video. I can't give him a hard time for trying to raise money for the wildfires. I mean, it's just, to me, dumb to be mad at him for that.
This will be our new propaganda machine. It's to try and convince you that The Rock is a good person.
Oh, he's also, a humble bragger. He's that, too. I think that he's got a good heart, and he's an opportunist as well. I'll give him that.
Speaking of money, did you see the latest that just resurfaced again? People are talking about Jay-Z and how because he's like a billionaire.
Yeah.
And there was an interview where recently, I guess he did with Kevin Hart, where he said, I have a family member, a cousin, hit me up for $4,800 to loan him some money because he felt like, hey, if I loan you this money, it'll come back in millions in return for some kind of investment. And he's like, no, man, I ain't going to loan you that. And people are like giving him a hard time because they're like, how could you not give a family member $4,800 when you're worth $2.5 billion? He's like, he's got to work for his money. I'm not handing out money to everybody in my family.
Yeah, you don't know the situation. I don't know why I'm not sure why that came up in conversation. I feel like if I was him, I wouldn't even have brought it up, but because you're going to get people to me. You look bad when you bring that up. And
I think Kevin Hart was talking about how money can come between friends and family, and then he brought up this situation, which some people are like, is it hypothetical? Did it really happen? Was there a cousin that you just shot down? But he said, look, you got to explain to him that life's not like that. Money's not free, and no one's giving out opportunities.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That I don't think I go there, because what if the cousin really is a hardworking person that needs an opportunity? Because there are people that do that for people, and there are celebrities that have done that for people. And I just had the story in my brain, but I don't know which celebrity it was.
If you give me $4,800, I'll do the research and find out for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Because there are people who do not have the same opportunities and they aren't connected the same way. And gosh, I wish, it's so bad. I just heard a story about this where they were like, you know what, I had to help this guy out because he doesn't have the same connections I do. He's a person who's a marginalized person, so he's not going to. So his dream couldn't come true, but they were like, his idea is amazing, kind of like the Shark Tankers. His idea is amazing, but he does not have the facilities to make this work the way I could if I had the same idea.
I got a feeling, though, if Jay-Z heard the story, it was like, that's an amazing opportunity. Yeah, here's the $4,800. If it's going to make me millions in return, he would have done it. I got a feeling that this is one of those situations where he's like, my stupid cousin and his dumb get-rich-quick schemes, I'm not falling for this.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. He doesn't say that either. So you got, which one is it, my version or your version? You're probably right. It's probably more closer to your version. But there are people that feel like they would have great opportunities if they had the same thing that rich people had. So this is why I would never even tell the story, because I just wouldn't want those people to be mad at me. But what are you going to do? Kevin Hart asks you a question, you got to answer it.
Yeah.
It's tough. When you have a ton of money, it's hard to not look like an a-hole when you say no to somebody. It's hard to not look that way in the eyes of people that don't have a lot of money. Not everybody has your viewpoint, which is why, at least 50% of the people are going to be pissed.
What if they're like, look, I'm not going to give you that money. I know you think I'm an a-hole, but here's $50.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
And I would have walked away like, well, $50. Or maybe that's my scam the whole time.
Go buy yourself some ice cream, several pints.
I got to hit Jay-Z, cousin Jay-Z up again. What do you need? I need ice cream money, but I'm going to tell him I got this big plan.
Exactly. He'll give you $50 just to shut you up.
Exactly. That's the real. You know what? Lesson learned.
That's what The Rock needed to know.
Yeah. There's a man that actually learned a lesson that there are some laws when drinking White Claws, because he was arrested for drinking one.
Look out, Joey.
Hello. Steve will tell you all about it. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
It's time to talk about Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Starting at under $1 a day, you can get whisker-to-tail protection with a plan as unique as your cat. Sorry, dogs. This customizable coverage is exclusively for feline friends. Learn more at FelixCatInsurance.com. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it? Meow.
Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report today's day. Obviously, to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, also Columbus Day, Native American Day. Shout out to all of our Native American friends. Also, shout out to all of our Canadian friends. It's Thanksgiving for them.
Oh, hey, pass the turkey.
There's a lot going on, but I think everyone can agree and celebrate on one special day today. It's International Beer and Pizza Day.
Let's go. International beer
Not
and
just
pizza.
national.
Okay.
So we can celebrate it with our friends in Canada. I don't know what you typically eat in Canada for Thanksgiving. I don't know if it's turkey, but maybe today it's pizza.
I think I have a little pizza today.
Yeah. All right. Where are you going to go?
Where else would I go?
Mod Pizza.
Of course. There we go.
My wife told me that. I was like, let's go get Mod. She's like, oh, the Mod by our house, it's shut down for a time being because there was a fire in there.
Oh, that sucks.
I know. I was like, what in the hell? Whereas my daughter would say, what in the world?
That is not cool, dude.
I know they got to get that. Hopefully they get that all cleaned up and fixed up soon.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Man, I don't know what I would do if my Mod Pizza wasn't open.
It's to go drive to another Mod Pizza.
Yeah, that would be hard. There must be one near you, though. Sort of, kind of.
Yeah, there is one, but you have to drive on Meridian. Who wants to do that?
Oh, that's a good point.
It's also Submarine Hoagie Hero Grinder Day.
Okay, see, again,
there's a lot of stuff going on today.
Yeah, and then we have some days like they're just nothing. They got to figure this out.
But it is not National Drink a White Claw While You're Working Day, and that's what led to one man being terminated because if you're going to drink your White Claws, and I know they say there's no laws when drinking White Claws, but there is one law. And that is drinking and driving is not a good thing.
Oh, you still can't do that?
Especially when you're driving a school bus.
Oh my. Okay. It's just this story escalates into stupidity.
Yeah, this guy was in Long Island in New York. He was driving, and that's when the students on the bus noticed, is our bus driver drinking a White Claw? And that's exactly what was going on. But when the cops showed up, I guess the drink was not on the bus. He must have thrown it out the window or something along those lines. But, of course, they're looking into it. But the people who have employed him, they have now fired him. The high school, that is.
Wow.
I mean, I know high school students are a pain in the ass. And I can understand when you're done with your job, you walk to the neighborhood bar and you crush a couple of drinks probably to deal with the stress of having to drive around a bunch of idiots. But
sure.
You don't do that while driving.
Yeah, I mean, again, you just got to wonder, like, what's in the brain of a person that knows that drinking while driving? I mean, you're not supposed to drink, then go drive anyway.
Right.
He was drinking while driving.
Right. A school bus.
And a school bus. Again, at some point you go, dude, are you okay? I think you're not okay.
Speaking of drinking and driving, then you got another person, this idiot in Ohio. She's a former mayor of the town of North Royalton, Ohio, and she was arrested because, she was driving erratically, and they realized, she's intoxicated, and got into a high-speed chase with the police that ended in a crash. So the cops show up after the crash. They're trying to check up on her, and, this is what they caught on their chest cam footage.
I guess you're going 43 and a 25, and your plates are expired. Are you hurt?
Yeah.
What's hurting?
I was the mayor. I have been so used.
Because you had a bad day.
I don't know what she was used about, but she had a tough day.
Oh, it's funny. I thought she said I've been so bruised. She was so used.
I think she said I've been so used.
Oh, that's how you're hurt?
And here's the thing. This wasn't like late at night. This was like middle of the day.
Oh,
not that anything makes it right, but she looks like she had a rough go.
Yeah, she's that's the bender face that she's got on there right now. She's just been on a massive drinking fun time.
If you're thinking of running for mayor of North Royalton, Ohio, understand that you might.
Wow.
Might be really stressed.
Yeah, that's not the job for you, miss.
Jeez, lady.
Oh, yeah, she looks like she's had a couple.
Well, someone who might have had just as bad of a day. Well, okay, maybe not, but still had a bad day or a bad night last night. That's Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
Holy smoke. Okay, so I think as Seahawks fans, we have to just accept that we are going to have to try and get into the playoffs via wild card spot because dude, is there any stopping the San Francisco 49ers?
I watched that game because I really wanted to see them lose.
I kind of was hoping it'd at least be a game. It wasn't a game whatsoever, man. Oh my gosh, that was insane.
Yeah, I mean,
Brock Purdy's throwing great passes to his team. Dak Prescott's throwing great passes to the 49ers as well.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, Sam Darnold gets put in the game. He's throwing great passes, too, to his team.
How about you fumble? You fumble close to their goal line, and it doesn't matter. I mean, look, the Dallas defense was pretty good for a little bit, and I thought, okay, when they had that fumble early on, the Niners, I thought, oh, okay, so you know what, that defense is what Dallas is, and no, it didn't matter. 3
interceptions by Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
They ended up losing that game 42-10. Woo! The 49ers are now, 5-0.
Yep.
Brock Purdy hasn't lost a game since he's become a professional football player in the NFL.
It is really amazing how simple he makes it look. It's just nuts.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and that team, their wide receivers seem to be, I don't know what they're doing, what kind of plays they're calling, but they seem to have like a lot of wiggle room. Like he just throws it in the direction and they're just wide open.
Yeah, you know, that's what McCaffrey can do for you.
That's a very good point. Yeah,
that McCaffrey kid seems to, I don't know if it's the O-line or his talent, but it's like maybe a little bit of both or at least a lot of McCaffrey. That guy is,
So, we got to worry about, obviously, the 49ers. And the Seahawks, of course, did not play this past weekend, but now they got to be a little bit worried about the Bengals, although it was against the Arizona Cardinals, but still the Bengals, who haven't been playing all that great recently, played great this weekend. They beat the Arizona Cardinals 34-20. The Rams continue to lose. They lost to Philadelphia. They got crushed in that one.
Yeah.
How about the New Orleans Saints just beat the Patriots 34-0?
Sorry, Joey.
Dude. The Fire Bill chants are starting. The fans are just done with Bill Belichick. I mean, I think they only have one win this season.
Yeah, and I'm hearing they think that Bill Belichick is actually mishandling Mac Jones. I think RBG was the one that said something about that. He was like, this guy does not know how to handle a young quarterback. He's ruining that guy.
Say RBG or
Robert
RG3?
Yeah, RGB.
I think you said. I heard it wrong.
You're right. I did say RGB, which is red, green, blue. That red, green, blue kid, RG the third. Yeah, RG3 said that. Yeah, and Robert Griffin was like, he doesn't know how to handle a young quarterback at all.
Speaking of quarterbacks, I know a lot of Seahawks fans love to watch Russell Wilson not do well. It was a rough game again for the Broncos as they ended up losing to the New York Jets. At one point, it was 24-21. I think it was the Broncos were making a good run. Looks like they're going to be able to tie this game. And what happens? Russell Wilson fumbles the ball.
Oh boy!
Oh my gosh! There was like a couple of big turnovers that led to 15 points.
Yeah,
in favor of the New York Jets.
Year 2 is not looking good.
Not looking good at all. And it also didn't help that the New York Jets, they were inspired. Not so much that they wanted to shove it in the face of Russell Wilson, but they wanted to shove it in the face of Sean Payton.
Makes sense.
For all the things that he said about Nathaniel Hackett, who's now the coach for the offensive. He's the offensive line coach, or not offensive line, but the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets. And before the game, one of the players of the New York Jets had the best speech to his teammates as they're all huddled, getting ready to play the game. And it was basically to go tell Coach Sean Payton to go F himself. Yes, he said, blank him.
Yeah.
Coach made this as personal.
Yeah, he did.
That was awesome. And then they gave the game ball to Coach Hackett after the game. I love this troll that's going on right now. The Jets are trolling the Broncos, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Caesar.
Well, and I try to tell Caesar that, who's a huge Bronco fan and a listener of our show. I told him, you know what, when you're Sean Payton, that is not what you should be doing, and is throwing shade like that. It is biting him in the ass.
Well, for us, anything good for Russ. At least people seem to hate Sean Payton more than they hate him now.
Well, he did a good job doing that.
After that one fumble, though, that we talked about, man, Payton was just laying it into him.
Yeah, they're paying him a lot of money, that Russell Wilson.
Paying Sean Payton a lot of money, a lot of pressure, I think, for his legacy and just his reputation. He's going to be the guy that saves his team, and that's not what's happening.
Yeah, I think the money's his legacy.
Tonight, you got Monday Night Football. The Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Green Bay Packers. Bummer for the Cougs. UCLA had a big rally in the fourth quarter to take down number 13 WSU 25-17. The Huskies didn't play this past weekend. And shout out to the Sounders. What was it? Another scoreless draw.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! We're on our way.
You know what, though? Any of us could have pitched a shutout for the Sounders in this game. They gave up 0 shots.
Yeah. Wow.
The goalie for the Sounders was Stefan Fry.
Yeah.
Fry. Right. He didn't face a single shot.
Nope. That's unbelievable. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. We could have been there. We could have made it happen.
Right?
We could have shut out the, who'd they play?
The Vancouver Whitecaps.
We could have shut out the Whitecaps. You're right. You or I. Damn.
That's crazy.
That is kind of nutty.
Like, I know like the Sounders had like 5 shots to go. I know it's not like hockey where you're facing 30 shots in a game, 40 shots in a game. But it's not often that you hear that the team got 0 shots on the other team's goalie.
God, it was such a boring game. And the last regular home season game of the season, it was just like, can something happen, guys?
Nope.
Do you celebrate as a goalie that you got a shutout in that?
I would imagine so, yeah. I don't know, though, personally. Like, I would imagine that you would just be like, yeah.
Or do you hope that like one ball will just dribble your way so you could get 1 save so that way at least you could say, hey, I did contribute to this shutout?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember my beer league days when the Donkeys, our team, just like, stacked with so many good players. And there were some games where I didn't face many shots and we got a shutout. And I was like, congrats, guys. It's because of you. Not really me. Boys. I mean, I was there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there for positive affirmation. I said, good game. Let's go, boys.
I didn't let any of those 5 shots in, though.
Right.
That would have been demoralizing since they were probably weak sauce.
If I let all 5 of those in, we would have still won 11-5.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. You really weren't needed.
No.
Boy, they could have just had a man advantage all game and probably would have even got more goals.
They probably would have played better without me even out there.
That's funny.
Hey, weather 63 degrees. It's going to rain today. Thanks to Snoqualmie Casino for giving us the Migs report. And that's what's up.
On Friday, Steve got this one wrong.
Which vegetable is served with eggs Florentine?
Asparagus?
No.
Vegetable. Green peas?
No.
No, sir.
Potatoes?
No.
No, sir. Boy, Popeye is pissed at you.
Okay.
He really is. How could you forget the most important green vegetable?
Kale.
Yeah, that's it. We're looking for spinach, of course. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
You know, one of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course, we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But you know, one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America, where our motto is simple: return every traveler to the road better than they came. Avoid any hassle and stop at our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, indulge in delicious snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. For more info, go to ta-petro.com. Travel Centers of America, your road to happy travels.
From the very beginning, your kids mean everything to you. That means you do anything for them, especially if they're at risk. So when it comes to type 1 diabetes, screen it like you mean it. Because even if just one person in the family has it, your child is up to 15 times more likely to get it too. Screen it like you mean it. Because type 1 diabetes can develop at any age. And once you get results, you can get prepared for your child's future. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 starts long before there are symptoms. But one blood test could help you spot it early, before they need insulin, and could lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA. Talk to your doctor about how to screen for type 1 diabetes. Because the more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com. Screen it like you mean it.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. On Friday, November 17th, 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. as a matter of fact. Live Day goes to prom night.
Oh, just a little over a month away, boys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Yeah, join us all from KISW as we'll be heading to Snoqualmie Casino, and we're doing it live. Sound effects, music, special guests, just like you know from Live Day. But we're giving you a shot to actually be there. You don't have to skip work. It's a great way to go into the weekend as we do Live Day at night. And this year it's prom night. That's the theme.
Yep, we're all going to get dressed up and look our best. Or try to, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Though you're still rocking the tracksuit, so that's the thing.
I'm getting my money's worth of that Adidas tracksuit that I bought like 5 years ago.
So yeah, the theme is getting dressed up, tracksuit or whatever. You know what? Look like you're going to prom night best you can. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com.
Let's play B Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs?
Oh, yeah.
I know Jeff from Puyallup is. Jeff, are you there?
I sure am.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Jeff has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Sean William Scott co-stars alongside what actor in the comedy Role Models?
Oh, I don't know. Paul Rudd?
Yes. What car company has used the slogan, Go Further?
Jeep.
No.
Subaru.
No.
Oh, Ford.
Yes. Most of a butterfly's taste buds are on what part of their body?
Feet.
Yes.
Wings.
Born to Run and Dancing in the Dark are songs by who?
Bruce Springsteen.
Yes. What is the last name of Peter and Lois in the sitcom Family Guy?
Oh, crap. Pass.
How many layers of skin do chameleons have?
They have 3.
No.
2.
No.
4.
Yes. Who is scheduled to headline the next Super Bowl?
Is that Usher?
It is. How many types of muscles are there in the human body?
3 or 4.
3, yes. What is the official state fruit for Florida?
Orange.
Yes. Evan Williams is a brand of what alcohol?
Whiskey.
Yes. And with that, you get 9 correct.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Woo! If only you knew the Family Guy
I
question.
know. I need to watch more of that.
Yeah.
I think you're going to win, though, so I think it'll be fine.
I think I'm going to, I'm getting my song ready.
I mean, we'll see. But, Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Sean William Scott co-stars alongside what actor in the comedy Role Models?
Owen Wilson.
No.
What the hell? Oh, Paul Rudd.
Yes.
There we go.
What car company has used the slogan "Go Further"?
Hyundai?
No.
Nissan?
No.
No, sir.
Subaru?
No.
Honda?
No. Most of a butterfly's taste buds are on what part of their body?
On the wings?
No.
On their butt?
No.
On their feet?
Yes.
There we go.
Born to Run and Dancing in the Dark are songs by
Bruce
who?
Springsteen.
Yes. What is the last name of Peter and Lois in the sitcom Family
Griffin.
Guy? Yes. How many layers of skin do chameleons have?
2.
No.
100.
No. Damn.
10.
No. Who is scheduled to headline the next Super Bowl?
Headline the next Super Bowl is Usher.
Yes. How many types of muscles are there in the human body?
What types of muscles? I don't know. 5?
No.
10?
No.
15?
No. What is the official state fruit for Florida?
Peach.
No.
No, wait. Orange.
Yes. Evan Williams is a brand of what alcohol?
Whiskey.
Yes. And with that, you get 7 correct, which is a loss.
Yeah.
9 to 7.
Nice work, Jeff.
Nice work, Jeff.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, guys.
There you go. That's a big win. And of course,
why'd I try so hard if you got 9 right? I just stopped trying.
Yeah, I'll give you this, though.
Hurt my brain for nothing.
Oh, I feel good. 'Cause Steve.
The car company uses the slogan "Go Further" is Ford.
Ford.
Yeah, we don't think of Ford, do we?
I would have run out of car companies before I got to that one, I feel.
It's one I forget about sometimes,
Yeah.
too. A chameleon has 4 layers of skin.
Yeah.
And there are 3 types of muscles in the human body.
Yeah, look at
So-
this, man. You're 100, though.
3?
Yeah.
Just 3, yeah.
I like 10 and 15, though. Those are, what the hell? Let's get a bunch of muscles working.
Right.
And 100 layers of skin for those chameleons. Let's go.
I don't know. You never know.
You're right. I mean, look, I don't, it's not that I knew before I got those answers.
Yeah. Well, it was a good performance, but not good enough, Steve.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, well.
Do you remember the G.I. Joe action figure, the chameleon action figure? Probably nobody does.
I don't think I do.
I was so fired up to get that one because I think it was like with heat or something, it would change like the color of the action figure.
Oh.
And that was like its form of being a chameleon. It was like, looking back on it, it wasn't anything special, but as a kid, I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. That's I kind of semi-remember that, as a matter of fact. I do. So,
I was obsessed with G.I. Joe action figures, and the chameleon one was one of my favorites, that's for sure.
All right, so this weekend, hard to believe, but my daughter went out and got drunk. As a matter of fact, she got so drunk, she ended up hungover in bed on Saturday morning. I didn't see her. It was such a lot. I couldn't believe how long she was in bed.
What did she do?
Yeah.
Where did you go to get so drunk?
Where didn't I go? Okay.
Yeah.
I went to a few places. One of my friends was in town. So then we started in Belltown. Then we ended up in Capitol Hill. And it just shots after shots
And
after
they
shots.
pregame at the house, too. And so I just knew it was going to be an evening. I just knew.
Okay, are you drunk before you leave your dad's house? Or your house, sorry, your roommate's house.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a little tipsy.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they pregame like that. And you'd think that they're doing it to save money, but, it doesn't matter. She just still gets millions of shots while she's out anyway.
I do say it is to save money, though.
Yeah, but once you go out, you're going to spend whatever amount of money to continue to stay drunk.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's an amazing life that you have. I'll give you that. J-Rub's had to go out and he had to work that day. And Sarah's just like, I'll see you later, babe.
Hey, she had to work as well. She got done with work, and then the weekend's here, and it's time to party.
Yeah.
I think I was still drinking with my friend, throughout the morning when J-Rubs went to work.
Oh, wow.
So he woke up, had to go to work, and my friend and I are...
his drunk wife.
Yes. We're still just, getting after it.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm off to work, babe. I'm like, bye.
What's the window of for annulment? Have we passed that for him?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit.
I think he has a little longer.
I think he's still under a year. Yeah, I think as long as it's under a year, I think.
Has he checked his warranty?
Yeah. So The thing about this is that while Sarah was hungover, she realized something about Gatorade and decided she had to post a video on Instagram about it.
So I've seen memes and stuff where they're like, a Gatorade commercial should just be someone in bed hungover trying to chug it. And that's where I am this morning. But my head was hurting. So I was like, let me see if I can put this cold Gatorade on my forehead.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all, the bottom of a Gatorade bottle is perfect.
It
For your
is.
forehead. You think they did this on purpose?
Yes.
Look, it stays so well because the bottom of a Gatorade bottle is like indented or whatever. My mind is blown. Look, it stays. It's so perfect. I think they did this, or am I still maybe drunk?
I saw this over the weekend, and I could not stop laughing at the fact that you're just talking, and this thing is still like that big Gatorade bottle
on your head.
is balancing, and it's not even like you're trying to stay still. Like you're moving, and this thing is moving with you. Like all of a sudden, you have a new like Gatorade unicorn.
Yes. And I didn't have to do anything to make it stay there. It's just as perfect.
It is pretty amazing. I didn't know that either about Gatorade.
What I think is even more entertaining is watching you as you're listening to your drunk self or hungover self talk about this, and you're like agreeing with drunk Sarah, like, yeah, she's right.
Yeah.
She nailed it with this Gatorade bottle thing.
I can keep myself so entertained because I'm just like friends with myself. So
And that voice, is that so
That's-
drunk voice?
or hungover voice. I
Yeah.
still don't know which one it was.
That's a blown out voice. You must have been yelling and screaming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just screaming at the club.
Somebody, Marty and just said, Steve, you got to ask Sarah about her Gatorade commercial. They need to let you endorse them.
I know. Well, I was going to tag them and be like, I figured out your trick, Gatorade.
You should have.
Am I the first one in the world to ever do this? Or is this just like a secret thing? I'll bring in a Gatorade bottle tomorrow so we can all practice it. Because some of my friends say, because I have a bigger forehead than most, so they think that it's perfect for my forehead, but wouldn't work with like smaller forehead.
Oh, we'll have to try it out.
I'm down to try. I got a lot of forehead to work with.
I think yours would be great.
Yeah. So
yeah. It would stick
Stop
right
laughing,
on
Vicky.
there. I mean, so does BJ, really.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I
don't know
might as well
about.
throw Joe in the mix, too.
Where's Ryan Castle?
Yeah.
Where's Thrill?
Yeah.
We all got good foreheads with
Yeah.
Gatorade bottle.
We give it a lot of surface to work with.
Yeah,
But
you
you know
do.
what? You aren't wrong. A cold Gatorade the next day when hungover might be the greatest creation and invention.
You
of
mean
all
to
time.
drink it or put it on your head?
Oh, I never thought about putting it on my head.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
talking about drinking. Like for me, it's the orange Gatorade.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but the orange Gatorade the next day when you're hungover is like that's the nectar of the gods, BJ.
I have never tried that. I'll have to try that next time I'm. Yeah, I don't know. When I'm hungover, I will do like an emergency because I know you're supposed to get electrolytes, but I guess Gatorade does the same thing.
I don't know if it does or doesn't, but it just tastes really good and it's just like
Yeah.
nice and cold. It's just refreshing.
Yeah, emergency's way too healthy the next day.
Oh, I just have another drink. I thought that's what you're the hair of the dog. I
Well,
thought
that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, there you go. Also, some greasy breakfast food I thought was good.
Let's pour a little vodka inside that Gatorade bottle.
Oh, I've done that before as
I
well.
have to. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, hair of the dog. But you're also dehydrating and hydrating yourself. So
So you said, sorry, your voice sounded like you were about to say, "Go Hogs."
that's the bed voice, I guess.
It is.
Or maybe Russell Wilson was getting after it that night.
I'm gonna see y'all in the morning.
Yeah, I guess you will be. Wow. Okay.
Hey,
well.
Seattle.
So, do we have that Instagram link to that posted on the BJ and Migs page where you can see Sarah making an amazing discovery about a Gatorade bottle?
And the video is very unnerving because it just looks like it's like dark.
Mm-hmm.
The cell phone cameras is what's lighting her up, so it almost just looks like one of these like weird interrogation videos.
I was thinking very Blair Witch. Like I'm expecting like
Blair
a
Witch.
ghost to come up out of nowhere.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I posted, I haven't like watched it since. So I'm like, I don't. Sometimes you post something and then you're like, I'm just gonna leave it.
Let it be.
Just let it be.
Let it go.
Yeah, I can't imagine I look very good though.
I do love that you put the captions on the bottom of it, just in case you can read all, just in case you can understand what you were saying. It's all written out for you.
Well, yeah, I get it. I mean, did you hear me?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Go Hogs.
All right. If your name is J-Rubs and you have a relationship problem, or if you're anybody that has one or a problem at work or anything else where you need advice, doesn't matter how dumb you think it is, even if it involves a Gatorade bottle, we are here for you. Call us, text us now, 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted. We're going to do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Cat lovers, listen up. Meet Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Our cats don't really have 9 lives, but a lot can happen in the one they do. Felix's whisker-to-tail protection covers accidents, illness, emergency care, exam fees, and so much more. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com to learn more about their customizable coverage for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it, meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Help Wanted, man. For years, we've been getting lots of messages, texts, and phone calls from rockaholics wanting our advice, wanting some help with the problems they got going on, relationships, work stuff, and anything going on. And we don't care how dumb it is. We're experts at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're experts at stupidity.
We are here for you, man. 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted.
I want to get to this one just because they've texted it in once last week and they just texted it in again this morning. I think they kind of want our advice. So how about we help this person out, BJ?
All right.
They texted saying, my coworker keeps hitting on my girlfriend.
Oh.
I work in an office where our boss is pretty laid back and likes to do a lot of happy hours and team building events where our significant others are always invited. I'm talking probably like one a week. Well, recently, one of my coworkers just kept hitting on my girlfriend every time she comes around. She thinks he's just being friendly, but I could tell there's more. I've asked him to back off a bit, and he just laughs and says he's just a flirty person. I don't really want to get HR involved because I'm afraid my coworkers will be mad at me if my boss starts canceling events because of this. Should I just stop bringing my girl around, or should I be more aggressive with my coworker?
You know, if you're a coworker and somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, man, you're hitting on my girl," even if you're not, I think you got to go. All right, I'm just going to stop talking to her.
What a weird response to be like, "I'm just flirty."
Yeah,
you should be like, "Well, I'm just violent." So here we go. What do we want to do here?
Yeah, when you say you're just flirty, you know what you're doing.
Yes,
because if I really were just being friendly, and I would have thought, dude, I am so sorry, I had no idea it's coming off that way. I will make the adjustment, and I just will never talk to her again.
Seems like a simple solution.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I would do.
Back off. I'm uncomfortable with how you're talking to my woman. I mean, I don't think it's about jealousy. It just could be just boundaries.
Yeah, probably a little jealousy, you know, and maybe a little bit. But you're right. I mean, I think he's got a right to be, you know, it's his. The guy's probably he's kind of skeezy.
Poor guy. This guy's in a lose-lose, though, because what his girlfriend said that she thinks that he's just being friendly. So even if he does say something, does that make him look bad in the eyes of his girlfriend because she doesn't even see it as a problem?
Yeah, and that's
He's screwed. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
get a new job.
You're right. He is screwed. You know, I don't know if the girlfriend's just trying to smooth it over. I don't want to make her look like the bad guy because,
that's fair.
You know, she might be like, "Oh, don't worry about it," because she knows she's not going to go anywhere and doesn't want to make it bad. But it's already made bad by the doofus who's trying to hit on her.
And I can understand that. She doesn't want to maybe make a weird thing happen at his workplace, out of respect to his workplace and stuff along those lines. You're absolutely right. Man, though, getting HR involved would be a weird thing to do.
Yeah, and this is why, you know, the team building events and the spouses. Gosh, I don't know. You know, I think you kind of have to get HR involved. What else can you do? You can't settle it the old fashioned way anymore.
No, you can't punch the guy in the face.
No, I
mean that's frowned upon amongst. Dude, I think he answered his own question. I don't know if you bring your girl around anymore. It just why, and maybe even just limit the amount of times you go to these things. Like, why do you want to go into a situation where every time you go there, like you're put in an uncomfortable spot?
And that sucks if you don't go, because then all of a sudden whatever camaraderie or even, you know, favoritism that happens in those events, all of a sudden you're out. You're the odd man out if you don't go either. You're kind of screwed if that's the culture of the place, where people sort of, all right, hey, Jimmy's a great worker because he's always there, we always hang out, and then there's Joe over here, never shows up. It sucks. The whole thing just sucks.
One text says the flirter's a jerk. There's always going to be jerks. Trust her. There's nothing you can do about it if you trust her. Next texter says, how about you just have sex with his significant other and then boom, problem solved.
That's the easiest way.
That's the only way.
Yeah, you should really do that.
That's the right way.
And just be like, see, do you like this?
How do you like this?
Yeah.
And show pictures of you doing her.
Yeah. That will not cause any HR trouble at all.
No, not if it's off the work site.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's not at the workplace. Didn't happen there. Yeah, I mean, you used to look. The old-fashioned way was you would go over to the dude and go, "Stay away from my girl. It's going to be trouble." And then you were like, "Oh, okay. I don't want to get punched in the face. I guess I went over the line." And then done. You're over.
And as maybe one of your fellow coworkers, you kind of want to see your two coworkers have a fight.
Yeah,
because that would add to extra entertainment. Like, could you imagine if we were at one of our company Christmas parties, our holiday parties? And two of our coworkers got into a fist fight.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
That'd be the greatest Christmas party of all time.
It would. I don't think we'd ever see them in the building again, but it would.
That's true.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Hey, if he hits on your girl, you hit on him with your fist."
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. See, that's the old school. Again, I think you'd be in trouble. It's just sort of like the NFL. You know what I mean? You're the one that gets caught, and so guess what? You get the penalty.
Don't you kindly tell the coworker to stop being a flirty guy, or you'll become a stabby guy.
Wow.
That's a little aggressive.
You know, the texters, I think, are a lot braver via the text as opposed if they were actually in their workplace in this situation.
And it's easy to solve someone else's problem when you actually don't have to go through with it.
I would like to know that, texter. Have you ever used that at work before where you go, you're the whatever person, I'm the stabby person? Has that worked for you in your workplace, and have you ever been called into HR?
It could be like a butter knife or like maybe just like a little
Yeah, because I feel like if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, BJ, I'm a stabby guy, thumbtack or butter knife," I'm probably going to go to HR. But for whatever reason, to go, I don't want this guy to have to try to prove it.
You go to HR and they're like, "Well, why are you going? Why did it happen?" You're like, "Well, I kept hitting on his girl." Problem solved.
Yeah.
Oh,
you didn't even have to stab him. You just have to threaten to stab.
Oh, there we go. I'm sure nothing will happen to the stab threatener.
So I just said, "Hey, stop going." When the boss asks you why, just tell him, "Well, this D-bag keeps flirting with my girl."
Oh, wow. All right. And then
I'll never understand that. Like, why are you going to flirt with somebody else's person?
That's because there are people that are like that.
And then you get called on it. And even if you, let's just say the guy is truthful and he's just like, "I'm just a friendly guy. I guess it comes off as flirting. I don't mean it." When you stay, now that it's been put in the back of your head that one of your coworkers is quote unquote onto you, and when you think, okay, maybe I should pump the brakes on this situation, maybe not be as friendly with this girl.
You would think, but alcohol is kind of a bitch at that point.
That's right. These are happy hours.
That's why I'm surprised this company does that.
Team bonding, baby.
Mixing your workers with alcohol. I mean, we just know that from Christmas parties. It's nothing good comes of it, unfortunately. And in this particular HR day and age, I don't know. I wouldn't risk it.
That's funny. So it's Ryan Castle versus Migs. That's funny because it didn't happen with Ryan Castle, but there was once a coworker that was being, at the time, now my wife, then my girlfriend, was being a little too flirty.
Oh, really?
And I was trying to be cool about it. It's kind of similar to this situation. Even my now wife, she was just like, I was like, "Is he being flirty or is it just me?" She's like, I don't mean any harm. He's just drunk, but yeah, he's kind of being a little much. But she was like, don't make it an issue. Of course, but when you say that to me, I'm like, well, now it's an issue. And I remember pulling that drunk guy aside and be like, "Look, because he kept like touching her hair and like,
that's way over the line.
I was like, "Look, man, you're starting to cross the line and we're going to have a massive problem if you keep going down that direction." And he backed off quick, thankfully. Like, I think he realized, he was drunk, but I think not drunk enough to know that he was being...
Yeah.
Okay, I think he kept pushing. And he was a married guy. I think he was just one of those kind of dudes that was just like a flirty dude.
I'm sorry,
but
I
was just like,
people.
Once I got the vibe that it was making my girl uncomfortable, I was like, okay, I got to say something. It's not just me overthinking this.
I don't think I would ever touch a person's hair. How would that's just too forward. Am I old fashioned? I mean, I think that just says something.
I think that's that's a boundary crossing thing.
Yeah.
Even if you are, quote unquote, a friendly guy, I don't think you touch another person, anyone, without like them being okay with it.
Vicky, wait, if somebody touched your hair, is that like you're like, get the F out if you don't want that?
Especially if I didn't like invite you to touch my hair or if you didn't ask. It's like, why are you touching me? No.
We liked how curly it was.
I know. Like some people have just gorgeous hair. That does not mean you get to touch it.
No.
Vicky will send a
tattoo too. Some people want to like stroke your arm. You're like, stop touching my arm.
And it doesn't matter
what are you doing?
If it's a woman doing it to a woman, man doing it to man. Like nobody touch anybody without permission.
I've had so many men, women, they just want to like touch my arm. I'm like, it's not Braille. You're not going to get like any secret message through it. You can look at the tattoo without touching it.
It's even weirder when they start just kind of like morph, like moving your whole body around so they can get a better look. It's like, stop
pulling
twisting
your
my
shirt
arm.
up.
Yeah. Like, people
That
are
is so weird.
I know.
Yeah, that's very weird.
But in all fairness, that guy, after I had that talk, never again did it.
Oh, you'll have to tell me who that was. Do I know who that was? You'll have to tell me who that was.
Down.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'd like to know who that was because I can definitely confirm. Whoa!
Not surprised.
I'm not surprised at all.
Whoa! Wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a shocker, Betty Crocker.
Well, for some. Yeah. For others, like Vicky, not so
Oh,
much.
really?
No.
I miss everything. You know, I don't know. I don't know the deep, dark secrets of all our coworkers. That I don't know these things. Oh, wow. So all of you are not surprised.
No, not at all.
No, I wasn't
gosh.
even surprised, but I was like, okay, well, it's now affecting me. I need to shut this down.
Yeah, there are some coworkers
And
that
again,
we've had.
I don't think he meant any.
No.
I think it was one of those, maybe like this dude, I'm just a flirty guy. And maybe he did. But once he realized I was on to him.
Yeah.
That's so dehumanizing, though. It's like, if you're like, just because I think what happens is you go, oh, let me do something, and then you touch them, like you said, stroke your arm, touch the hair. It's like you're objectifying that person. Like they're not even a person. They're just something like you saw at the store that you're picking up. Oh, let me look at this little object. Oh, this might be a trinket I want to bring home. That's the least possible harm you're doing, or you are trying to basically get with this person. Either way, I think it's just wrong on every level.
So I said, hey, wait till you're pregnant and every random person wants to touch your belly. Be kind to one another. Love, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I never understood that either. If somebody asked me to feel the baby kicking, sure, but I don't know. Again, why would you want to touch, even they're pregnant, you don't go touching people.
I never got that. That is such a weird thing.
Yeah.
And people just feel like, okay, well, it's an open invite to do that. I do like this text that I thought, until you said the person was married, I almost thought it was Joey D's that you were talking about. Joey wouldn't. No.
Joey's not a creepy one like that.
I mean, he only does that to like the rock girl boyfriend, not his coworker boyfriend.
Exactly. Yeah, he knows where his bread is buttered.
And he doesn't touch. He simply hits and tells them that he could make a better lunch for them.
That's true.
Yeah. Or I ask for their number so I can text them funny gifts.
That too.
Yeah. No, you say, can I have your number so that you can text me and I can text you and we can talk to each other.
Yeah.
Which I think was the funniest pickup line I've ever heard while you were doing it in front of that girl's boyfriend.
The worst flirtation ever, and completely unaware of his surroundings. The idea is like, I don't know who this random guy is standing next to her very close, but I don't care. I'm picking her up.
And it did not work.
No, it did not. Well, I don't know if we've helped this person.
I don't know if there's any help, man.
Yeah, I think, I hate to say it in this day and age. I mean, you know what, Steve? Maybe you can pull somebody aside and you know, put the fear of God in them. I like how you said that. If you don't do this, we're going to have a problem, because that's not any physical violence, but I could see the tone be like, dude, if you don't knock this off, we're going to have a problem. And then that person going, yeah, all right, I don't need this in my life. Sorry.
Right. We're not going to have a dance off.
Yeah, the idea, I'm just flirty.
I'd crush that dude in a dance off.
Yeah, see, you can't be nice. That's why I think the fear of God, I mean, I think that's how dudes are. We're thick. If you just are playful and go, hey, man, what are you doing, my girl? Oh, I'm just flirty. That's not what you need to send for a message for a dude. You got to send a message like, that is not cool. We're going to have a problem.
And sometimes people are just oblivious. They don't even realize that they're being that way.
Well,
especially with alcohol.
Especially with alcohol.
Blackout drunk. You don't even remember the next day. Like, I did what?
Yeah, see, blackout drunk at an office party or it just doesn't, it's not a good mixture.
You'd hope that the next time there's an office party, maybe don't get blackout drunk and you don't have this problem again. You would think.
That's all a recipe for BS. Oh, man, dude. Yeah, I suppose next time, either you have two choices, HR, or next time you pull the guy aside and do not care what your wife or girl says, and
just say, flirty or not, this stops.
This is a problem. Yeah, give it the Steve line. I like that. If you don't stop, we're gonna have a problem. Yeah, you do it.
What that problem is, I have no idea. I haven't figured that part out yet.
Do it in the Liam Neeson voice. That's important.
Yes.
I have a certain set of skills, and you're gonna have a problem, and I'm gonna use them.
I'm not positive what those skills are just yet, but I feel like I'm biding some time until I can figure that out.
Yeah.
I have a green belt in karate.
There you go, green belt. That's better than my belt. I'll
Once
stop.
broke a wood board, I will break your face. Granted, I was a teenager when I did it, and now it would probably hurt my knuckles.
And it took me multiple attempts, but that'll be just worse for you.
We forget about that part.
An honor student lost her scholarship all because she twerked. Okay. You'll hear what happened at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports, and one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, the total cost, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you gather up your information and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America. Visit our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, get snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. Travel Centers of America.
From the very beginning, your kids mean everything to you. That means you do anything for them, especially if they're at risk. So when it comes to type 1 diabetes, screen it like you mean it. Because even if just one person in the family has it, your child is up to 15 times more likely to get it, too. Screen it like you mean it. Because type 1 diabetes can develop at any age. And once you get results, you can get prepared for your child's future. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 starts long before there are symptoms. But one blood test could help you spot it early, before they need insulin, and could lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA. Talk to your doctor about how to screen for type 1 diabetes, because the more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com. Screen it like you mean it.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention Love20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. 17-year-old high school senior by the name of Kaylee from Louisiana had a scholarship endorsement withdrawn after a video of her twerking at a homecoming after party surfaced.
I saw the video, and honestly, It'd be like me trying to twerk. It wasn't anything bad. I mean, she was dancing and like moving her probably body, but it wasn't like, not that it should matter, but it wasn't like as if like she was bent over and doing something. You know how you think of like some of these videos you see of people twerking? It wasn't that.
There are some videos out there where people are twerking and you go, okay, this almost should be a thumbnail.
Yeah, this wasn't that. It was very. I
haven't seen the video. So
I'm trying to find it. It was up there on Twitter somewhere. I'm trying to track it down, but it was like the most innocent version of twerking that you'll ever see. And I can't believe after I heard the story that she lost a scholarship because of this.
She was also removed as Student Government Association president after the school's principal saw the video. And Kaylee said the principal said that she should be ashamed of herself. So the principal basically shames her.
There she is right there.
Well, she's not really doing a whole lot.
She's just standing there and bouncing and like moving her arm like...
Yeah, and really twerking usually, I didn't even see the bottom half.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure, she's bouncing around, but, look, people bounce around when they're dancing. That happens. Yeah, how about the principal's like, you should be ashamed of yourself for that video. Wow.
And so they I don't know how the scholarship worked out, but I'd imagine that the school had to be involved with the scholarship in some way, shape, or form. And so they pulled it from her.
Yeah. And this story has gone viral. So since then, the principal has apologized to Kaylee and said he will reinstate her as president of the student government and he will help her with scholarships for college.
I read, though, the mom posted a video basically saying, like, everything that the principal said about the apology, really, like, they didn't really have any kind of a talk. And also the scholarship that they're talking about, the deadline was October 3rd, and here we are, a week past October 3rd. So even if unless he's got some massive pull, there's still no chance of her getting that scholarship.
God, this is just unbelievable to me.
And the poor kid, like, you see her in the video, and she's, like, fighting back tears, because obviously this is not what she wanted to get out there. And also, like, what's up with the DJ who filmed it, putting it out there for people to see? I know that maybe that wasn't their intention, but that's still kind of a weird thing, that you're filming something of teens having a good time and dancing, and you put it on social media.
Yeah, that is
Everything
weird.
about this is strange.
Yeah, that's very weird. I would not. Man, that's the problem. You're in public. I suppose you never know when someone's going to film you. But for the person that you hired to play the music, it's very, very odd. Like, I wouldn't want to hire that DJ again. It's like, oh, this is what you're going to do? You're just going to film us and throw it randomly up there?
Like, Lord knows, I've been trying to find the video of all of us dancing to the WAP song at your daughter's wedding. But, that DJ, I saw him film it, but it has not made it publicly anywhere.
Yeah.
He's a man of integrity. He kept it for himself.
There are certain things that happen on that dance floor. I'm thinking that, I don't know, maybe some of the people wouldn't care if you put it out there, but I would be like, damn, I wouldn't want someone to record this.
Like, if you showed this video to somebody, would you say, should she lose her future? I mean, it's a little over the top, but still kind of like, she's losing her scholarship. She got embarrassed, on a public level. Then none of that. She didn't deserve any of that. And I bet that's why he apologized. I bet they all of a sudden realize there's some lawyers out there that are like, I think I could have some fun with this one.
I think lawyers should have some fun with this one. I don't know why people can't go out, and if they're not hurting anybody and they're not breaking the law, and she's 17, so I don't know if there was any drinking involved. I have no idea, but that's not what she's in trouble for.
Breaking news this morning, I guess the principal has been he requested to take a leave of absence.
Oh, he's asking for a leave of absence because he's an idiot.
Well, I'm sure somebody said, hey, you should put it out there that you're asking for a leave of absence because, well, we're telling you to take a leave.
Oh,
that's my vibe.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Kaylee's mom, Rachel, was at the party. Oh, so mom was at the party too. Oh, this is so ridiculous then. God, this principal is just a moron. And this is a party that Kaylee's mom arranged for her and her friends. So here's Kaylee's mom, Rachel, talking about the whole thing.
I was physically there watching her do it. So if I would have thought that it was inappropriate in any way, I would have corrected my child. If something that she did on school grounds and they called her in and addressed it, fine. But when you're addressing something that somebody's doing that you don't like because of a personal belief.
Yeah, why do I have a feeling that there is some personal beliefs involved with this? Yeah. And it might even be something that the guy does every Sunday that contributes to his personal beliefs.
I'm pretty sure that in some point in the conversations he had with the teen that was brought up.
Welcome to the year 2023, especially for women. Women can do whatever they want, and then you still got to treat them like who they are as a person, like somebody who's really an honor student and deserves a scholarship. Just because she likes to dance at a party that her mom put on doesn't mean she's not smart and doesn't mean she doesn't deserve the scholarship. Jesus, that's just ridiculous. Rachel also shared that other students were doing similar dances, so she believes that her daughter was actually singled out.
They had multiple people also dancing, but because when I went to him the next morning and questioned why is she singled out, and he said she's like the hood ornament for Walker High School, and he's not going to have somebody like that.
He used the phrase hood ornament? He actually said that? What a tool shed. Oh, man, is this guy a tool shed?
That is a very strange way. Like, you could say she's kind of the face of her class, being the president. You know, that could be a better way to say it, as opposed to she's like the hood ornament, BJ.
What an objectifying remark. God, this guy on every level is just, hey, everybody, set your watches back to 1950. What a shed. I'm sorry. And this guy
understand why he's taking a leave of absence, maybe.
Oh, he's running a school. It just goes to show you you can have so many jobs in this life and be a complete clueless individual.
And I'm sure this is obviously not what she's hoping, but I got to imagine that there's places out there that are like, oh, make sure she's taken care of now that this story has become a public story. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because when you see it, when you also see what kind of the dance was, it's nothing, it's harmless.
No, she wasn't.
Mom put on the party. She seems like a really good kid. She's totally broken up about it. You could tell it in like just when you look at her in these videos that the mom has posted, like the daughter looks like she's just done. You know, like she just got beat down by her own principal.
She's just dancing. She's not even she doesn't even know she's being recorded. So it's not like she's mugging it for the camera. She's just a kid dancing at a party. And here's the sad thing. She looks the way she looks, and she's dancing on the floor. And sometimes people, hey, look, depending upon what your body looks like, you are going to be moving and shaking and whatever. And this guy probably thought, oh my God. And it's like, sorry, here's a young woman just having fun on the dance floor, you pervert.
Where's the scholarship from? The town from Footloose?
It really is, isn't it? I mean, oh gosh, this is...
I think like your daughter would be more mad at this team for thinking that was a twerk dance.
Yeah, Sarah would have definitely shamed her for that.
Letdown.
It was not a twerk dance at all. It was just a girl dancing.
Just a girl on the dance floor bouncing up and down, having fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. And it's the mom's party. Like, mom was there. Mom threw the party. What? Talk about just being so wrong in every level with this whole take. And the principal now is on leave. On the other side of things, there was another party. And Will Ferrell showed up for this one.
Did you see this?
No.
This is amazing.
I mean, I've seen the picture, but I haven't seen the video.
We can't play the audio from the video because, Will Ferrell was DJing at a certain party, and it's very inappropriate language. Like, you cannot play on the FCC. The FCC wouldn't allow it. And I just love it because he's just there at like some frat party, and he's DJing at the party. And it's his son's party.
This is ironic.
This is amazing.
This is ironic. This is actually at a college party, at a frat, and we can't even play this on the air because of the language. Meanwhile, we could definitely show you the video of the girl dancing, and she's the one in a lot of trouble. Will Ferrell's throwing down expletives all over the place as he pulls up to his son's frat party at Sigma Alpha Mu, or Mu. How do you say? Is it Mu? Did I get that right? I have no idea.
Mu.
Yeah, and this happened at USC, and that's where his kid's going to school.
His kid is goated. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of like kids that go to this school because obviously it's an expensive school. There's probably a lot of kids that have celebrity parents.
A lot of spoiled children.
Spoiled children, or just like they have a celebrity parent and everyone's like, that's cool, your dad's Pete Carroll. I don't know, whatever, which would be odd because he's a USC guy, but all of a sudden you're like, no, your dad's Will Ferrell, that's amazing. And then he shows up and he's drunk and he's DJing your party.
Yeah.
Make that kid president.
You're absolutely right. I mean,
which one's his kid, I wonder, though?
I can't really tell if his kid's even in the picture.
Or is it the kid with the number 7 jersey standing next to him, I wonder? Or is the kid embarrassed? He's like, damn it, Dad, why are you one-upping me?
There's somebody tapping him on the back. I don't know if that's his kid. It's hard to tell.
It's like, Dad, stop, you're embarrassing me.
I know. I don't know how I feel about that either.
I'd be pretty fired up if my dad's Will Ferrell and he shows up and then does that, because that's a memory and that's a moment for all of your friends that they're never going to forget.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank in real life.
Frank the Tank in real life. Well, there you go. So, sorry to Kaylee. Sorry, Kaylee, but, if your dad was Will Ferrell, none of this would be happening.
That place must have gone unglued.
Yeah.
You're at this party, and then Will Ferrell, and maybe some of them even might have thought, oh my God, that's Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he's DJing our party. Either way, it's a win.
Yeah, that is so wild. And you know what? That's the life. Here's the other thing. Will Ferrell has a college-age kid. That's
Okay.
that's
I was
the
trying to forget about that part.
Me too, but I mean that's just like wild.
I think about when in college, my dad one time came up to our college and stayed the night at our fraternity house, and it wasn't nearly as cool as Will Ferrell.
He didn't DJ?
I wish.
Why didn't your dad DJ? Did he play some drums at least?
No, he passed out on the couch or the recliner chair on the third floor because we promised him that that's the quiet floor. But, as we got more and more wasted, we all ended up there pulling bong hits as my dad was passed out on the recliner. He woke up and he's like, what the hell's going on in here? He wasn't like Will Ferrell, like, give me the bong, let's party.
What the hell's going on in here?
Steven, you told me that this was going to be a quiet spot. I would have got a hotel room.
Oh, sorry, Pops. Oh, that's awesome.
But all my fraternity brothers, they all thought it was amazing that Dad's crashing at the frat house.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a cool thing. I wouldn't do it. So, yeah, I think he's right. That is amazing.
Looking back on it, I'm shocked that my dad even did it. He must have just been like, I'll save a couple bucks. I don't really want to be up here. But you know what? I guess this is kind of bonding with my son. Because he didn't even drink with us. It's not like I've never partied with my dad.
Oh.
Or my mom. My mom I've had a couple pina coladas with, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you partied with your mom?
I mean, yes, we go out drinking together. But I don't know a party. My mom doesn't really get super wasted. I mean, she gets super wasted off of like one margarita. So
that's
it's
still more than my dad and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is odd that you haven't had a beverage with your dad.
No.
That is very odd.
Yeah.
Even I've had a beverage with Joey Dees and Sarah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I don't have to bother asking them. We've been there when you guys have all been drunk together.
You've taken shots, not just just a regular drink either.
So that is surprising to me.
Vicky, I got to imagine you've thrown a couple back with Dad.
My dad messages me every Friday saying, "Que vamos a inflar," which means, "What are we drinking tonight?"
Oh.
Literally translated, it means, "What are we inflating?" But it means to drink.
Does he drink it all with Mom?
My mom doesn't really drink. Every now and then she might have a glass of wine or a margarita, but
So
it's
you're
my
his
dad.
drinking buddy?
I'm his drinking buddy.
That's amazing.
And he drinks more than I can, and he doesn't get hungover like I do. It's not fair.
No, it really isn't. Because
it's just like Danny, in other words.
Yeah.
Yes, he'll drink like the fruitiest cocktaily drinks with like coconut rum and all the juices, and I have one and I'm hungover by the time I'm done with it. He has 3 and he's fine. So
that's not
I'm a
fair.
chump
Yeah.
compared to my dad.
That's not fair.
No.
What do you think was voted as the worst thing that you could do while on a plane? Oh, there's a lot, too. We'll tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
It's time to talk about Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Starting at under $1 a day, you can get whisker-to-tail protection with a plan as unique as your cat. Sorry, dogs. This customizable coverage is exclusively for feline friends. Learn more at FelixCatInsurance.com. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it? Meow.
Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, here we go. Airplane etiquette. That's a topic.
Oh, boy.
That this kid loves. Yeah, they did a poll, and they're like, all right, you're on a plane. What annoys the hell out of you? What various activities do other people do on a plane?
I feel like it'd be easier just to list the things that don't annoy you on an airplane.
You're right, man. And there's a tie. So there's a tie for the number 1 spot.
Ooh. When somebody leans over you to open up the window as you're taking a nap.
Gosh, that would be annoying.
That has happened.
Yeah, that isn't on this list, but boy, it's tough with, the window thing is really, really tough for me because the glare, we have all of our screens. I get blinded by other people's screens because the sun bounces off the screen. And you got to say, can you please, with the window, I'm getting killed over here.
With the window. Why do you have this window? Yeah. You sound like Jerry Seinfeld.
Hey, what's the deal with the window and the light bouncing off your iPad?
And I'm a nap kind of guy, so I want that window down so I don't have the sun beaming in on me. And I get a window seat for that reason. I'm like, okay, put the window blinds down or whatever that thing is. And I remember having a guy next to me, and he was in all fairness, when he finally explained to me that he was nervous to fly, and I was like, fine, have the window open. But he kept opening it as I was sleeping. It would wake me up. I'm like, dude, no. And then finally, I need it open. I just need it open. I was like, well, why? And then finally he said, I'm freaking out. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe you should have started with that.
You got to bring your Migs mask to take a nap.
I do.
That would be awesome.
I should just get a new one. It just says leave. And it should say something like, leave the peanuts on my tray.
There you go.
Because I hate when I'm asleep and they forget to give me my snack.
And that would be peanuts. Be careful.
Yeah, so don't leave the nuts on my tray.
Yeah, you don't want to. So the number one, the tie for number one is personal grooming. These are things that you find annoying on an airplane.
I also find it annoying at the company, the office bathroom too. You know, someone personally.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. But I think personal grooming should happen at home.
I do too.
I'm kind of. Or you know what? Get a sink in your cubicle. I guess we don't have cubicles here anymore, but
get a sink in your cubicle. How are you going to fit a sink in a cubicle?
I just don't want them cutting themselves with their hair in the bathroom. I don't care how they figure it out. Just get it away from me because, people cutting their nails on a plane, painting their nails on a plane, trimming your beard in your seat. Who is doing that?
The person who trimmed their beard in the sink here the other day.
Yeah, 0 F's given. Doesn't care where it gets.
God, humans are just like, have you lost all sense of the fact that this isn't your bathroom? I know people think that the movie theater is their living room. Does everybody think everywhere they go is their house now?
Dude, the part that I remember when people would talk about clipping their toenails on an airplane, I'm like, that never happens. You guys are just making this crap up. And then eventually, because of social media, people start posting videos, and people I even know, like, oh, they found someone like 3-4 rows ahead, and they're clipping their toenails. I'm like, oh, so this is really a thing. I would never in a million years think to clip not only your fingernails, that's bad enough, but then to take off your socks and clip your toenails?
I find it disgusting that I have to do my own. The idea that I would do them and do it in front of other people, to me, is just, what?
Yeah, I don't even want to do that in front of my wife in the bathroom. I wait for her to not be in the room because I'm like, I don't even know how that looks. It looks weird, like me clipping my toenails.
Okay, so that is tied for the number one worst thing.
What's worse than that?
Okay, here we go. We'll see what you think. Because this one here, they have to tell us because people do this so much. So now they make announcements every time, at least on Alaska. They're like, hey, man, you got to use your headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Because people use their speakerphone. Boy, even when they have conversations, man, they don't know to really do a soft voice.
You know what's funny? That one doesn't bother me whatsoever.
If you hear other people on a speakerphone.
Well, I don't hear them because I have my headphones on. I have noise-canceling headphones, and I'm just listening to music. I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Everyone all you want. I don't care.
Yeah, that does help. You're right.
Yeah, I never even noticed it, and I'm sure it happens around me all the time, but I've never been bothered by anyone talking on their speakerphone. Obviously, when they land, they couldn't do that while they're flying. But or listening to a movie or a show on their speakerphone.
Yeah, I haven't. I have been lucky that I haven't had it around me. I know that the announcements plow through my headphones, though.
Yeah.
So
I wish they would stop giving us all these safety announcements.
Yeah, so frustrating.
Getting in my way of watching my show.
Are you the airplane police, BJ? Like, if you hear somebody after they say they shut the doors, and then you hear somebody still talking, having a conversation, and they haven't put their phone in airplane mode, do you tell them anything?
I don't say anything. I just sigh.
That's surprising.
I sigh and scowl so that maybe that they. So it's the passive aggressive way of hoping that the flight attendant hears it. But the flight attendants are really good.
Yeah.
I have to say, at least on Alaska, they go, hey, what are you doing? You got to shut that down, buddy. Shut it down. I saw one flight attendant, though, and they pulled a Steve. They kept their phone plugged into power because you're supposed to take the power out when you fly, when you take off and land. But they pulled a Steve, and they were completely asleep in my row. And I saw the flight attendant came down. They went, and they were just like, this person's not waking up.
Dude, they woke me up once to tell me to take my cord out of the...
Oh, so you got a real aggressive
I'm always
one.
the guy that they're having to remind, sir, can you please take your cord out of the charging port on the plane?
Yeah.
And I never have a problem with it. But I remember one time they woke me up, and I'm like, you really had to wait. You could have just pulled it yourself. I wouldn't have cared. The cord.
You say that, but sometimes people pull it, and they get very angry.
But that's on them. You're not supposed to do it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So the number one.
So I try and hide it. I put I roll up my sweater. I put it over my knee. So you can't tell.
You got a whole thing that you're doing. So the number 3 thing on annoying things on a plane that people don't like, the annoying airplane etiquette, unwanted conversation. Yeah.
I feel like at a certain point you have to realize, okay, this conversation's over. You ever had that where you're talking to someone and it's pleasant? I'm never really bothered by it. But you're just going back and forth. And then there's that moment where you're like, anyways, kind of moment. And they don't pick up on that social cue. They think, okay, well, we're going to just keep talking for the rest of the flight.
Yeah. That happened to me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was a big fan of the show. And his wife, I think, was getting it. I think his wife was like, okay, and also, they had a baby they were managing as well.
Did they ask you to hold the baby?
But no, that didn't happen. I'm glad, because I think that would have been like, dude, I don't know.
Amazing.
I'm always afraid that I'll break something, so I'll be like, I don't want to break your
I don't want
baby.
to break your child.
I really don't want to. But yeah, it was like, all right, I had my iPad, and there was a couple times it's like, hey, I don't want to bother you. I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing. But I'm just like, then all of a sudden there's another question, and I go into cordial mode. That's just what I do. But yeah, you're right. It would have been nice to go, okay, so at some point you're going to take
that's why you got to do what I do and just be like, I've done it before where I have time. Like, all right, well, it's time for me to shut it down. And I put my headphones on and close my eyes, even if I'm not tired. I figure at some point they're going to realize, okay, this guy is trying to get a nap in and trying to get some sleep on this plane.
Yeah. I also was afraid, because I don't nap, but I watch a show. I didn't want to be judged for the show that I was watching, because I was thinking, like, I'm
Girls
not
Gone
sure.
Wild?
Yeah, I think is this too much for the baby? Girls Gone Wild.
Season 2 is a good season.
Yeah, so that was a tough one. Yeah, but that unwanted conversation.
Do you remember what show it was?
Or
what kind of show? Is it just like a sci-fi?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Reservation Dogs, which isn't a bad show. But sometimes I use subtitles, so sometimes they do use bad language in that show. So I was like, do I shut the subtitles off? I'll have to, but then I can't understand what anybody's saying. So it's like, what's the point of watching this show at this point? And that's just like any show that I have nowadays. I really, especially on a plane, I need the subtitles. It's just not, the headphones aren't enough. And they do say bad words sometimes on that show.
I just recently watched a movie that had subtitles on it. It was just,
was it a foreign movie?
No.
Oh.
But it was from a foreign country, an American movie that is not available to watch yet. But it's in theaters. So it has subtitles.
Why do you tell me these stories? I get aggravated when I know you when you're watching piratey things. Why? Why?
As I'm watching, I'm like, I can't wait to piss BJ off with this one.
Yeah.
I was watching Mission Impossible, the new one. And it's in English. It's not like it's been it hasn't been overdubbed, but it's clearly was meant for people in China, because it's got Chinese subtitles, but also has English subtitles.
Okay,
I don't know why.
That's
but
interesting.
There's no way to turn it off, so I have to just watch it that way. So I've already the Chinese letterings, that doesn't even factor into. I'm like, I've already zoned that out. But I was like, it's actually a lot more pleasurable when I could read what people are saying.
Oh yeah.
Like I never have done that. I know a lot of people do that, even people that don't have hearing issues. But I was like, man, this is it keeps me more interested in the film. Like I'm paying more attention to what's going on in the story. Might I add, great movie.
Wait a second. You watch movies and don't necessarily know what anybody's saying all the time?
Sometimes when they're whispering crap, I'm like, no idea what
I thought that was just me.
No, it's everyone.
It's so
really.
I think Hollywood needs somebody to go and smack everyone upside the head. I get they have the most amazing sound editors and they create all these awesome sounds and surround sound, but I think they forget that sometimes the super high sounds and then you go super low to whispering, it F's with people's ears.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better. Yeah. I thought this has been I get headphones all the time because this has been an issue for me for such a long time with movies.
Dude, when Ethan's talking, up until now, I had no idea that Tom Cruise's character's name was Ethan until watching it with subtitles when I keep writing Ethan.
He has a name?
It's Tom Cruise.
Wow.
But as he's talking, he's doing a whispery talk. I was just like, I'm right there with him. Yeah, man, it was a game changer. Yeah. I know I'm late to the party.
Well, I'm super late to the party. I thought it was just because of my bad hearing. I didn't realize people were still having problems even had good hearing.
Oh, yeah, no, I've used subtitles forever on my TV. Yeah, because at that point, it's like one of those, like, same reason. There's so many times that there's muffled, or they even the way sometimes they're like accents, and even if it's not like a foreign country.
Oh, yeah.
Accents, it's like, I don't know what they're saying, and it's like, I want to read what they're saying.
And also, I don't know about you guys, but it kind of keeps me off my phone. I'm like, I'm more invested in the film.
That, and if I want to have snacks that are crunchy, I can watch it and still know what they're saying while eating.
You're right, Vicky. Because I like to eat when watching a show, and I got to put that thing up to it's got to be Dolby surround sound, or I won't hear anything over the food.
Oh, dude, we have like volume 18 when we're eating popcorn, then it goes down to volume like 11 or 12 when we don't have the popcorn.
They should just have that setting on your remote, popcorn volume.
Yeah. Someone wants to correct you, but I think they don't realize that there's a show called Reservation Dogs. You weren't talking about Reservoir Dogs. few people have been like, is he talking about Reservoir Dogs? Like, no, there's a show called Reservation Dogs.
It's a very good show on Hulu. Taika Waititi is part of it as far as producing it, writing it, directing. I'm not sure exactly what he does with the show, but it is about a bunch of reservation kids, and it has 3 seasons. Very, very good show. It's on Hulu or FX or both or whatever, but it's a good show. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you're right. I know, because you're right. At Reservoir Dogs, if you're not familiar with, like, what the hell is he talking about? Reservation Dogs.
Which also could be a weird movie to watch on a plane with the subtitles.
It's just so tough, like, you never know. Like a lot of cable shows, or I should say, even sometimes those HBO type Max shows, for the most part, you can hope there's no nudity. But I was watching Gen V, and I was thinking I could never watch Gen V on a plane.
What does the V stand for?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Gen, The Boys?
Yes.
So this is basically a spin-off show about college superheroes.
Oh, there's going to be about the girls, and that's what they called it.
Yeah. Well, and... Dude, I mean, you know how the boys are. It's like, it's not like they have put nudity everywhere, but every once in a while a scene shows up that's just really disturbing. And this last episode, I'm like, boy, I could never watch that on a plane. Let's just say him and his member do not have a good time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
definitely not a show to watch on a plane then.
No. But that's the problem is for 80% of that show you can watch on a plane. Like, if you don't put subtitles on, it's no problem. But then every once in a while there's that scene. So I really I go, there's nothing I can watch on a plane now. These people know me. If you don't know me, I don't care.
I'm sorry, you said subtitles. My wife and I, we have great hearing, but we still put subtitles on all the movies because of all the volume changes in films.
Yeah. Reclining your seat. What do you think about that when we talk about planes?
I hate them.
Yeah, around a third think it's inconsiderate and don't do it.
I think that's one of the most, not one of the most, but it's a polarizing argument because some people believe, I pay for my ticket, I can do whatever I want in that seat. And then there's some people like myself that's like, I'm 6'3" and my knees are already up against the damn chair. And I don't recline it's not like I'm being one of the rare instances where I'm not a hypocrite, BJ. Because
that's a shocker.
I don't ever recline my seat because I don't want to inconvenience somebody because I know how much of an inconvenience it is for me.
Yeah, same thing. I'm just like, I don't want to do something knowing someone's going to be mad at me.
But although I think airlines have kind of stopped the argument because most of them, you can barely recline your seat anymore.
That's the plan. Good
I've
job.
noticed that because I've done a couple times where no one was behind me. I'm like, lean back and get the cool, and all of a sudden I barely even moved.
Yeah, you got to get the super recliners on those fancy planes.
Yeah, well,
the beds.
I want to drop another $1,700 for a ticket.
And we are talking about the annoying etiquette issues on planes. How about hogging both armrests? How do you feel about that? They're saying even middle seaters shouldn't get both armrests, and I disagree with that. I think the middle seaters do get both their arms. I think they should.
I feel like I found you can find that nice sweet spot where it's almost the person in the middle has both armrests, but you can kind of get behind them and still get a little bit of the armrest.
Oh,
depending on how where they place their elbows.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe that's easier when it's with my wife that's sitting next to me as opposed to some random dude.
Yeah, that's more helpful.
Hey, do you mind if I squeeze my elbow in with you? That'd be weird.
Slightly. On Friday, Steve did get this one wrong.
Joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust are characters from what computer animated movie?
War Games.
No.
War Games.
I don't know. Computer animated movie. The Tales of Anger, Sadness people.
No.
Fritz the Cat.
No.
I just gave up.
Fritz the Cat, a classic. The correct answer is Inside Out. As a matter of fact, I think Louis Black was Anger in that movie. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got a 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
From the very beginning, your kids mean everything to you. That means you do anything for them, especially if they're at risk. So when it comes to type 1 diabetes, screen it like you mean it. Because even if just one person in the family has it, your child is up to 15 times more likely to get it too. Screen it like you mean it. Because type 1 diabetes can develop at any age. And once you get results, you can get prepared for your child's future. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 starts long before there are symptoms. But one blood test could help you spot it early, before they need insulin, and could lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA. Talk to your doctor about how to screen for type 1 diabetes. Because the more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com. Screen it like you mean it.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America. Visit our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, get snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. Travel Centers of America.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1, it's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2, your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3, Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card, tap for transit, and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Looking to give the gift of pleasure? Add a little high heat to keep the desire burning. Or maybe you just need a little self-care. Come to Lovers for the best lingerie and toys to keep things hot this holiday. Save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow Rewards. Just mention LOVE20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until November 30th. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle, Friday, November 17th at 7 p.m. Put it on your calendar because Live Day goes to prom night. Woohoo! We're finally doing it at 7 p.m. so everybody can be at this show. It's not going to be live in the morning and live in the afternoon. We're all getting together at 7 p.m. at night at Snoqualmie Casino.
I know, it's a grind. For us, it's like, oh, you have to get up early no matter what. So that we're either doing it in the studio or at the casino. But then you forget there's all the rockaholics. Like, you guys realize, like, in order for me to come and hang out with you guys, I got to take off the day from work. Probably take off the next day because I'm still hungover. So at least now we're doing it on a Friday night, and we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, because it's going into a Saturday. Perfect.
It's going to be a blast.
This year's theme is prom night, so get dressed up with us. Live Day goes to prom night Friday, November 17th, 7 p.m. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? I know Alonzo is from Des Moines. Are you there, Alonzo?
Yes.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Alonzo has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Impossible is nothing is the slogan for what apparel company?
Pass.
What Friends actress is in the Scream movies?
Scream movies. That's Courtney Cox.
Yes. How many stages of metamorphosis do most insects go through?
3.
No.
4.
Yes. What band had albums titled Sunflower and Smiley Smile?
Pass.
Who plays the title character in the show Loki?
Loki. Pass.
Same name as a rapper. What is a male duck called?
Mallard?
No.
Pass.
Dress, sweat, and parachute are all types of what clothing item?
Pants?
Yes. What is the technical term for the shoulder blade?
Clavicle?
No.
Pass.
The dish risotto originated in what country?
Italy?
Yes. And with that, you get 4 correct, Alonzo.
I mean, 4 is a double deuce. So
Yeah. I don't know why that felt like kind of painful a little.
It did. It really did.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it just me?
Yeah. Wasn't a good day, but still a better score considering. I mean, I thought it felt like it was a lot worse than it was.
I agree. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Impossible is nothing is the slogan for what apparel company?
Impossible is nothing. Nike?
No.
G-strings?
No.
Apparel company. I don't even know. Ocean Pacific.
No. What Friends actress is in the Scream movies?
Oh, that would be Courtney Cox.
Yes. How many stages of metamorphosis do most insects go through?
2.
No.
3.
No.
4.
Yes.
Yeah,
what
I
band had albums titled Sunflower and Smiley Smile?
What?
What band had
Oh,
albums?
the Beach Boys.
Yes. Who plays the title character in the show Loki?
Who's the title character? Keanu Reeves?
No.
I'm lucky.
I don't know. Hunter Daniels.
No.
I don't even know if that's a person. I'll pass.
I don't think it is. Same name as a rapper. What is a male duck called?
Quack quack?
No.
Quack quack.
Little quack quack?
No.
Little quack quack.
I'll come back.
Oh, dress, sweat, and parachute are all types of what clothing
Pants.
items? Yes. What is the technical term for the shoulder blade?
The clavicle.
No.
Oh.
You got 4 correct, which is a tie, 4-4.
Yeah. So, Alonso, you didn't do as bad as we thought.
Woo!
Yeah, tie's better. I mean, tie's better
That
than a win.
also was painful for you.
It was. I started off just being a little too cocky and just, wasting my time on some questions. I should have ran through them a little bit faster. Bad performance by me.
Yeah.
Bad strategy.
Bad strategy.
You kind of were on the right track. Impossible is nothing is a slogan for what apparel company?
Is it North Face?
No, it's Adidas.
Oh,
You said Nike.
We said Nike.
I really thought, I was like, oh, he's going to get this one.
Especially since I'm going to wear that at Live Day.
Yeah, your tracksuit.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's bad.
And I still got to buy my Adidas-inspired Crocs.
Please don't.
Yes.
Please.
Oh, no. The fact that you hate them and also my wife hates them is making me want to own them even more. She's like, what are you going to do with these when you're done with Live Night or
Burn
Live
them.
Day? I'm like, I'm going to wear them around the neighborhood. She's like, with me? She's like, yeah, when we go on walks.
She's like, I am never going to walk
Have you
with
seen
you
these things,
anywhere.
PJ?
No, I have not seen the Adidas version.
Oh my gosh, I'll find them. They're amazing.
That's
amazing
a word.
for a word that describes Crocs is hard to believe.
They're Crocs, but they look like Adidas.
Yeah,
they got the 3 stripes.
Yeah, they got the stripes, and they don't look as crocky as Crocs. It's like they don't have the holes in them. They have holes, but the holes don't look as obnoxious as Croc
These
holes.
things are so cool. They got white ones, and people are getting white ones.
Okay,
pink ones.
those words should never be in the same sentence. Those things are so cool. No, they're not, Steve.
They're the coolest thing ever.
They're so ugly.
I can almost support that. Like, that might be the only Croc I'd wear.
And my wife's like, well, why don't you just get a pair of Adidas? I'm like, well, I don't really
Right.
wear Adidas, like the ones that look like that to go with the tracksuit, because then you got to drop like $100 for those. These, I only have to drop $30.
But those are so bad looking.
I'll wear these more than I wear the actual Adidas shoes, though.
That will be a fun look, though. Your Adidas tracksuit and the Adidas Crocs.
Yes.
I mean, I have to support this, and also the price is right.
$30.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
No, Amazon.
Well, you probably can go wrong, but
You can. You're definitely going to go wrong.
I love this.
I hope your wife steals them and just puts them in the garbage accidentally.
They're going to be removed from the household.
She saw me looking at these, and even before I could tell her what they were for, she's like, "You're not planning on getting those, are you?" And I was just like, maybe. I don't know. And then finally I was like, "Hey, babe, just so you know, it's going to show up on our Amazon account. I'm getting these for Live Day." And she's like, "All right, well, what else are you going to use these?" I'm like, "All the time in the summer."
No. I don't think she's going to allow you to.
Oh, yeah, Sarah's shutting you down.
I am. If she doesn't steal them and throw them away, I will, Steve.
She already shot me down because I wanted to get the imitation Crocs from Walmart, the Sharks.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. I don't know why I don't want to get actual Crocs, but I want to get all the imitations.
That would be perfect if you got the Sharks.
Oh, she saw those because we went to Walmart, and I'm like, let me go look at them and see what they look like in person. She's like, there's not a chance you're getting these.
No, they're probably just as bad.
Pun intended. I'm putting my foot down. And I'm getting these Adidas ones.
Nice.
BJ Vicky, who plays the title character in the show Loki.
Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
Yeah, Steve doesn't know.
No.
He's not a Loki guy.
He's beautiful.
He's not very low key.
Oh, same name as a rapper. What is the male debt called?
Come on.
Drake.
Drake.
Oh, he's taking a break because I think he's got some stomach issues.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You can relate to that, Sarah.
Sure can. And what is the technical term for the shoulder blade?
Is that scapula?
It is.
Good call.
You said clavicle or something. I think the other guy did too.
Near there.
Isn't that your neck?
similar.
Isn't that your collarbone?
Collarbone.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Well,
I might have known
congratulations
that.
on tying.
Yeah, it's a good tie. You didn't get a song. I'm happy about that.
So have you seen the cowboy Croc boots?
Oh, I have.
I've seen the high heel ones now, like the wedges that are Crocs.
I have not seen
those.
those.
Are hilarious.
They're just they're horrible. They're horrible.
And they are actual Croc brand cowboy boots.
Yeah,
they are phenomenal.
They
They're
even say
so bad. They're
Crocs
good.
on them, and
They got spurs.
they got spurs on.
Those are,
them.
they're actually those are awesome. Actually, for Croc. I mean, Croc, you deserve a nod for that.
What are they charging for these bad boys? Oh, yeah, I'm not getting those.
Whoa!
I wonder if Adidas will make an imitation version or Walmart.
Walmart probably will.
I wonder if they're as comfortable as Crocs. That's the key.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same material. Like,
I would hope.
What you're standing on is the same as any other Croc.
Design the same, yeah.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, I would wear those.
I feel like those are going to be very popular at like a summer festival.
Yes.
Sarah, can we just quit the show?
Yes.
I would wear those at a country bar. Like if you said, okay, we got to get dressed up for a country bar. I would wear the Croc cowboy boots.
With the spurs on them?
Oh, yeah.
I wish those came out before we went to Dallas
Yeah.
because that's where really you would have shined, BJ.
Yes, I would have. I would have been like, look at me, people.
I kind of would have got those for Dallas, too.
You got to wear some Daisy Dukes with them if you're going to rock the boot, though.
I don't know if our convention would appreciate me showing up in Daisy Dukes.
I honestly don't
and
think anyone
Crocs.
would.
me, a different story. Daisy Dukes look great on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, Crocs make cowboy boots.
Yeah, they do.
That's hilarious. When are they going to start making hockey skates?
That would be weird.
That's not going to happen.
That would be very, very weird. But I'd like to see it.
What if, like, in 20 years from now, like, all of a sudden Crocs just become like they do everything with footwear?
Well, it's kind of like Idiocracy, right? Crocs is and was it Demolition Man? Taco Bell was the restaurant for everything.
Yes.
Crocs is the shoe for everything.
Like, all of a sudden they got like ski boots and hockey skates and like,
Everything.
wrestling shoes and
What do you want?
I mean, they're
skateboard shoes.
trying. If they made them into heels, like that should have never been a thing. They're really trying to do every shoe out
Yeah,
there.
they are. They know what's up.
I feel like Adidas owes me a little kickback now. Someone just said those blue Adidas Crocs will go great with the Hawks retro jersey that just came out. Another person says, I just looked. I might get them too, Steve.
Ah, look at what you started. That's right. Adidas owes you some cash.
Oh, those would look good with the Gino.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
With the blue.
If
You're
you
right.
start wearing those Crocs to work every day, that is really going to be an issue for me and Danny.
I'm not going to support this, Steve.
I don't want to do it now.
I feel like you're just not hip anymore, Sarah, because this is what all the young kids are wearing. You got to get with
Sarah,
the
look.
time.
They are, and I judge the young kids
You like
too.
pink?
Yeah.
Look at the pink Crocs.
Those are cute.
No.
Danny, you like mismatched shoes. You can get one in red and one in blue.
I'm
Yeah, look
good.
at
You know,
that.
I'm good.
I'm glad the one thing Danny and I agree on.
That's Crocs.
Look, those white ones look clean.
Yeah, you
No.
want
Look at those.
Yeah,
That's summertime right there.
that's speed.
Summertime.
Thank
That's
God
all it
summertime
does.
is over.
Scream summertime. Where's the orange and black bunch for Danny? He needs that for Halloween.
Nope. They got a white and gold, like a metallic wonder white, where you wonder why you're wearing them.
Oh.
Look at these. Those are sick.
There was a limited edition Shrek ones, and my friend got them. and they are just as ugly as you can
I was going to say
imagine.
that those are probably even uglier than the normal ones,
Yeah.
which is a hard feat.
What pun intended?
Yeah.
Look, olive green.
Oh, olive green.
That's the ugliest looking color ever.
That's if you're like wearing camouflage with that. That's the
for
perfect
guys
color.
in the military.
Yeah, everybody needs a Croc.
When you go in a war, you wear your Adidas.
You want to be
green.
You want to be comfortable.
Yes.
I can't tell if BJ's actually in on the Crocs or if you're not in on the Crocs.
I'm in on the cowboy Crocs.
These aren't Crocs. These are Adidas
Okay,
shoes.
same thing. The Croc style. Because he's the guy that likes to wear the shoes inside.
Oh,
like
wait.
I do. So
Wait. These are so this isn't Croc brand. It's Adidas
No, this
brand.
is just Adidas doing their own thing.
Oh, well, then you got to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't realize it wasn't Croc. I thought Adidas made a deal with Crocs. No. Oh, well, then I can definitely say I'm not wearing a Croc.
No, this is straight up Adidas brand.
I hope they're comfortable, man. Everyone says the Crocs are comfortable.
All day I dream about sweet shoes, man.
By the way, I got to give I'd like to give a nice little message, only because of the Crocs. The first time I ever saw anybody wear Crocs was a friend of mine, Dougie Barlow, who passed away this weekend. So R.I.P. Dougie. But he was the first person I ever saw wear Crocs. And I remember seeing them, and I think they were like super orange, and I'm just like, I think they were either that or super purple. They were a crazy color. But, Dougie was like, I don't care, man. These things are super, super comfortable. And he was it was the first time I'd ever seen him. And it might have been like 15, almost 20 years ago or so that I saw him. So he knew what was up. Now everybody's doing it.
Yeah, someone said it is Croctober.
That is not a thing. Don't make that a thing. No.
It's Croctober. All right, man.
All right, fine. I guess we all aren't going to be on board wearing Crocs together.
Absolutely not.
I'm not even wearing Crocs. I'm wearing Adidas.
And by the way, it is a thing according to their website, so sorry to tell you that.
Well, okay, they can't make their own holiday.
Yeah, they can.
Sure they can.
Sure
Tell
can.
it to all the taco places.
Oh, that's fair.
Right.
It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. You can call us. You can text us at 206-803-ROCK. We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take them at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text for Listeners on the Loose. But do remember, Steve does have a rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. That's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're gonging you. And then we're saying goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
So is it okay? Well, what does Migs think of the new Mission Impossible film?
Dun, 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 dun.
I always get fired up when you kind of hear him like subtly, or not so subtly, kind of put the music in there. They don't go over the top with it, but it's always kind of there every once in a while.
Yeah, so you got to see it. I'm not sure if it's on demand yet, but you got to see it.
No, it's on my demand.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity of a lifetime, brother.
Did it self-destruct in 5 seconds after you watched it?
It hasn't yet. So far we're halfway through it.
Oh, look at you guys.
So hopefully it doesn't self-destruct because I kind of want to finish this movie. So far, so great.
Yeah.
But awesome. I wasn't surprised. I mean, it's Tom Cruise and an action film. It's not going to suck.
What else do you need?
Not much, really, in life.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I forgot that one of the actresses in that movie, I think it was kind of his love interest.
The Thief?
I think so. I think that's the one we're thinking of. Yeah. She's the
hot one, which is not. He's basically the American James Bond.
He really is.
It was paired up with a hot chick.
Yeah, and she was. I knew her from somewhere. She was in a show called The Silo, and she does a lot of good action stuff herself. And I was like, where did I see her before? She's also in Dune, so she's been in a lot of stuff.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. That face did not look familiar at all to me.
It did when I saw her on The Silo, and I didn't know where from. And then I recognized her from Dune, but I go, gosh, I think I know her from somewhere else. And then I go, oh yeah, The Mission Impossible. I think she was in this last one and the one before.
Rebecca Ferguson?
I think that's who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, because
she's good.
The subtitles were on the version of the film that I got, so I had to sit there and read at times. And I picked up on things. I'm just such a almost movies are like wallpaper to me. I kind of like Danny in a sense, like he has it on the background and he doesn't really pay attention. I do the same. I never once even put two and two together what IMF stood for. With Mission Impossible. It's like I finally figured out what the guy's name is because I'm reading it. Now I understand what that means. I'm just like, man, I should have been watching movies with subtitles a long time ago. My attention span is way better when I'm reading it too.
And it's been around since the 90s, the movies, and of course based on the 1960s TV show. And if I'm not mistaken, the cool thing about it, because IMF, and that's what they called it back in the 60s, the Impossible Mission Force.
Yeah.
So I love that they kept that. Mr. Phelps was the guy, and I think Angelina Jolie's dad, and I can't remember his name.
John Voight.
John Voight was Mr. Phelps, and I do believe it was a double cross. Like Ethan Hunt was working for Mr. Phelps. Mr. Phelps was always the good guy, and I do believe he was the double crosser in that first movie way back in the day.
I don't remember.
I know. It's been so long.
You're probably right. I don't remember.
And of course, now Ethan Hunt took over the IMF, who's been, they've been disavowed, disbarred. I never know whether or not the government's in on it, not in on it, if they kind of want to know about him or don't.
And Simon Pegg rules in these movies.
Yes, he does.
He's so good in these Mission Impossible films.
And I don't think he was in all of them. I think
I think he's only been in the last 3.
Oh, it might be more than that.
Okay.
But he wasn't in the first couple, at least, if I'm not mistaken. Benji's the best.
Somebody was talking about how I'm watching it with subtitles on, and they said, hey, I love watching movies with subtitles. A lot of times late at night, my wife is trying to sleep, so I try not to blast her out with the volume, and I put the subtitles on instead.
It's a great way to go. Look at this. I thought I was the guy that, I guess I got to do it this way, and I'm driving everybody crazy putting these subtitles on, but it looks like I'm not the only one.
I've heard so many people talk about it, and I've heard all the good reasons why. I just never got around to it, but this time around, it was just like, oh, yeah, this is pretty cool.
You really catch a lot.
Yes.
You so catch a lot. Sometimes they give away things because if somebody's talking off screen, they'll put in parentheses the name of the character talking. And sometimes you're not supposed to know that name of the character yet.
I always like the little music notes when music is just playing.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll say, like, what they're doing. They're running. I'm like, okay, yes, I could see that they're running, but thank you.
Yeah, that's odd that they were, unless it's, I don't know why they would do that. Why would they tell you they're running if you can see them running?
Maybe there's, like, software that then also dictates it for those that may, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea, BJ.
Yeah, I mean, I know they do have stuff where they tell you what's going on for the folks that are blind.
One texter says, I hate watching a movie with subtitles. It distracts me from all the small details in the background. If I wanted to read the movie, I'd buy the script. I mean, I understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not buying any scripts, but there are a few moments where I'm like, stop reading. You don't have to stare at the words. Like, look at what's going on the screen. You've already read it. You don't have to just keep, I'm staring, waiting for the next lines to come up.
Oh, yeah. It's sort of like I've learned how to watch and see and know that. But at first, that's how it is.
You got to train yourself.
Yeah. Train yourself.
Somebody said, hey, how did the 49ers get such an easy schedule? Seriously.
Easy schedule. Dallas was supposed to be one of the premier teams in the league.
I hope this isn't it might be a Seahawks fan. If it is, that's very funny because we basically had the same schedule.
It's true. You're right. We're facing the same teams. I mean,
if they have an easy schedule, for the most part, we had that same quote unquote easy schedule. We have to play the Browns. We have to play the Commanders. We have to play
There are
the
two
Cowboys.
teams that we play differently, and actually we have the easier schedule. Because of the fact that it's easier by the way they set it up. It just depends on how good those teams are. But there's a team in the AFC that we play that's different than they have to play based on their ranking. And the same thing also in the NFC. There's a team we have to play based on the ranking last year. And we were in second place. They were in first. But sometimes what happens is that first place team is not so good this year. And maybe the second place team we have to play might be better, but we'll see.
But for the most part, we have a very similar schedule. So we can't really give them a hard time for having an easy schedule because that basically would say that we have one as well.
Exactly. So I think we played the Panthers. That was good. I don't think they play the Panthers this year. Because it's Carolina and we're playing the North. So Carolina's our different NFC team that we play from the South. They'll play a different team if I'm not mistaken. And we also play
the Jacksonville Jaguars. Did we play them? No, we didn't.
No, we don't. Yeah,
so that's who they have to play.
Did they play or they have to?
They have to play them, and I believe
Jaguars had a good game this last Sunday.
Yeah, they did. They're actually playing pretty decent. They don't play them until November.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a I don't think that's easy as Carolina. So give us that, and then we play the Tennessee Titans out of that AFC division, and I don't know.
They played the Steelers.
No, we played the Steelers too.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah, the Titans are in the South, I believe, AFC South, if I'm not mistaken. So do they play maybe the Texans or somebody else from that division? Maybe it's I think it's the South.
Oh.
Yeah, who do they play? I don't know whoever they play from the AFC.
The Bucks.
Right? That's
Vikings.
The NFC. Yeah, who they got?
Yeah.
Who they got's an AFC team? It's hard to tell. I can't see from where you are.
Do you want me to make it bigger for you?
Yeah.
Look, it got bigger.
Yeah, scroll up or down. Oh, it's the Raiders. I think they play the Raiders then. Is because do we play anybody from the West in the AFC West? No, we don't.
I don't know.
So the Niners have to play the Raiders, which may be an easier game. Yeah.
Still, that's a team we're just going to have to maybe hope that we get in as a wild card. I don't see the 49ers slowing down at all this season.
No,
minus any major injuries, of course.
The only way we get ground is we beat them when we play them. But boy, oh boy, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys were supposed to have a really, really good defense, and it didn't seem to matter. I mean, think about this: the Niners blanked the Giants.
Yes.
And then turned around and got about 40-something points on them. I think they scored 40-something points against the Giants. And then they go play the Niners, and the Niners put up 40 points on them. 42 points. Football's so bizarre. Now, granted, it's the first 5 games, and so you know me with the first 5 games, I never know if you can really tell a team, but it seems like the Niners are for real. And
it's starting to feel good about the Seahawks and how they played against Detroit because they had another big win over the weekend. I mean, this is a strong team that we played very well.
I'm feeling good about the Hawks because outside of the Niners, they may be a really good team. Like when they play Dallas, it's going to be interesting to see because now that I see that Dallas got handled so easily, maybe the Hawks have a good chance against Dallas. I was a little worried about that, and I still am. But you never, the Hawks, you just never know as the season goes on.
That's
and
true.
if we can get Jamal Adams back and he can stay healthy along and if Witherspoon continues to play like a man out of control and we get the good tandem with our running backs and Geno is going to be solid, and plus we'll get our offensive line dudes back. We may be a lot more competitive than we thought. But the Rams also, the Rams, they lost, but the Rams aren't a horrible team either. So it's just Arizona seems to be the only one we can count on.
Might need to bring your daughter in for this one.
All right, it's listeners on the loose.
Daughter.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text for listeners on the loose. All right. Comes.
They texted and they said, hey, I saw on Sarah's Instagram page that she went to the Georgetown Morgue haunted house. I was wondering what she thought about it.
It was incredible. And so scary.
Okay, I don't know about this one.
Oh, it's so good.
I've heard of it. I've seen the signs for it, but I don't know anything about it. I've been to haunted houses before, but I hear that this one's like maybe a little too... like most of the ones I go to are kind of campy.
Yeah, no, this is not campy. This is probably the scariest one I've ever been to because I had never been to Georgetown Morgue either. So this was a new experience for me, and it was... amazing.
Do they have like clowns with like chainsaws that really don't look like they're even close to working or?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have the change. Well, no, they look like they're working though. Like,
okay.
At some point, like, I don't know what comes from a chainsaw, if it's like smoke or it was like there was 2 of the clowns with the chainsaws and like then the clouds with the smoke and you could smell it and it was terrifying.
Oh yeah, that looks great. Look at some of those things they have.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I will say if you're going to go, I would get there right as the doors would open because the line was insane. And I talked to someone.
How long did you wait?
Well, I talked to some. So we stood in line. And I went to the front of the line and was going to ask people how long they've been staying in line for. So we just kind of knew what we were in for.
Cut their line.
Well, some person was like, "Give me $20 and you can stand with me." And I was like, "Oh, that actually sounds like a good deal." But I didn't do
how
it.
you used to meet you guys back in the day.
I know. I didn't do that, but the guy said it was like about 2 hours.
Oh!
Someone who worked there though was like, "This is the shortest it's going to be all year, all month or whatever." Yeah, they say usually the line's about 4 to 5 hours.
What? That's insane.
Yes, and so then I was walking back to get with a group of my friends, and this evil man with an axe, because they scare you when you're standing in line. This evil guy with a mask and an axe.
That's cool. They keep you kind of interested while you're waiting in line.
Oh, yeah. And it's terrifying because you're just chilling, waiting in line, waiting with your friends. And then all of a sudden, like a clown's behind you or whatever. He pretended to kill me many times. And then he was the homie. He recognized me and pulled out his phone, totally out of character. His boss got mad at him, showed us KISW's Instagram.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is why you love me. Okay, I get it. Because at first I was like, oh, he really wants to kill me. Because he came back like 2 or 3 times when I was waiting in line. And then he was like, how many people are you with? And I'm like, you're not supposed to talk to me. I don't think vampires or whatever you're trying to be talk.
I thought vampires can talk.
Yes, they do.
I want to suck your blood.
But he like...
read how many people are in your line.
Yeah, no, that's how many people are in your group? And I was like 6. And my friends were like, if you have us skip this line, I'm going to like owe you my life.
At least free drinks for the rest of the night.
Absolutely. So when he come up, he's like, follow me.
Oh, everybody else in line had to be so pissed.
VIP over here.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Then I was like, this is the most awkward walk of my life, though.
Yeah, but it's willing to be awkward. You don't have to wait 2 hours in line.
Yeah, pretty much. But you could tell the people, especially the people we cut right in front of.
I'd be pissed. Oh. I'd never listen to that radio show ever.
Hey, they didn't know. Yeah, and then the guy, he was so cool. He introduced us to the actual creator of the whole haunted house because he was there.
Who's that?
Spooky Scott.
That's his name?
Spooky Scott. Yeah, that's what he goes by.
Spooky Scott. Spooky Scott.
And he gave us a
It's
whole...
like Scooby Steve and Spooky Scott.
Yeah, behind the scenes tour. So we like went into their green room. We saw like where they like get all makeup done and all the masks, and it was amazing.
I one time did get a behind the scenes of one. Like, there was at Maris Farms where like they had their haunted like woods or cornfield. I can't remember which way. It's like a haunted mansion, haunted woods, I think is what they call it. And the behind the scenes made it so much more interesting and fun because you get to like kind of camp out and wait, and you watch them as they're waiting to scare the crap out of like a bunch of teenagers.
Yep,
it is awesome.
We were just like kind of watching above when like strangers would go in and then get scared, and we were just like watching it all happen.
That's fun.
Yeah, but even kind of in the behind the scenes, we were all like, "Oh, are they going to scare us?" Even when because we seem legit now. We're behind. No, still all the actors were completely in character. So we couldn't just chill. They would still come out and be like, We'd be like, wait, we're behind the scenes.
They should dress you guys up. That way you look like you're part of the crew.
Yes.
Honestly, that would have been so cool if they were like, here, you want a mask? Just go out there.
And just yell at people.
Yeah. It was amazing. But yeah, get there early so you don't have to wait.
Somebody said, that was you and your stupid friends that got ahead of everyone. They didn't say stupid. I said that part. But.
We are stupid. So yes.
Whoa.
That was us.
That's not so cool.
And I will say a word to the wise, either get there early, like Sarah said, or you can buy VIP tickets. A little bit more money, but to skip the line, it is amazing.
So do you automatically skip the line, or are you still kind of again like it's almost like
there's a VIP line but no one buys the tickets because it's honestly it's a lot of teenagers that are there just waiting to and they're not spending the money on VIP.
Kind of cool. I'd VIP that real quick.
Yeah, we all discussed it before getting tickets, and even Danny warned me about it. But
I told her, I was like, buy the VIP.
But she's like, I'm going to pull the don't you know who I am and get in there anyway, so who cares?
I would never. But it did make me feel a little better that this guy was so into wanting to specifically murder me at first. My friends were like, is this kind of weird? And then he pulled out his phone, and I was like, oh, I get it now.
It's a pretty, it's a little bit of a bump, and like so he goes from $35 for a ticket to either $70 or $80 for a ticket. But sometimes time is money.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if I'd want to wait 5 hours.
You don't want to.
As awesome as it is.
5 hours, yeah.
I'd be willing to drop the extra coin just so that way, hey, we can get in there, enjoy it, and get out because I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't know that you're willing to drop the coin until you're in line. Like, oh, okay, I would pay $70 extra dollars to.
I pay so much money at Disney to go quick online. So as someone who's waited in lines, I'm willing to pay the money to get out of a line.
And especially when it's a bunch of teenagers.
My gosh, yes.
You do not want to hang out with a bunch of teenagers.
Never.
Yeah. We were all disappointed we didn't, which is actually illegal now thinking about it, but bringing like a bottle of booze or something, like to at least like wait.
I can just picture you meeting Spooky Scott. Yeah, you want some of my Jägermeister?
Yeah. We were all discussing like, is there a gas station around here? And I was like, wait a second, this isn't Vegas. Like if we get caught doing that, I think we'd be,
brown bag it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I wonder how many people do hallucinogenics and go into these things.
Oh, you'd be crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn.
I would never.
Yeah.
Because you already kind of feel like you're tripping in some rooms. So, no.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you. Oh,
are you still like, because there's people that are fight or flight response. Like some people just go running. Some people want to actually punch somebody. Sarah's neither. She is a
squeezer.
No, she is like, let me roll into a little ball and just kind of stand there. Are you still that?
I am still that.
Oh God, that's awful.
It was proven over the weekend.
Oh,
the guy with the chainsaw, I just like kind of curled up and just like screamed but didn't move. So then the poor actors are like, well, now what?
Lady, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, you got to move. You got to do something.
I know
you can't just stand there.
Outrun them. So
just waiting for your death.
Yeah, I'm like, just do it now. It's fine.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. It's listeners on the loose. Call us, text us 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls, more of your texts at 9:39 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
It's time to talk about Felix, the pet insurance brand made just for cats. Starting at under $1 a day, you can get whisker-to-tail protection with a plan as unique as your cat. Sorry, dogs. This customizable coverage is exclusively for feline friends. Learn more at FelixCatInsurance.com. That's FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it? Meow.
Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. Visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms for all terms and limitations.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America, where our motto is simple: return every traveler to the road better than they came. Avoid any hassle and stop at our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, indulge in delicious snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. For more info, go to ta-petro.com. Travel Centers of America, your road to happy travels.
From the very beginning, your kids mean everything to you. That means you do anything for them, especially if they're at risk. So when it comes to type 1 diabetes, screen it like you mean it. Because even if just one person in the family has it, your child is up to 15 times more likely to get it too. Screen it like you mean it. Because type 1 diabetes can develop at any age. And once you get results, you can get prepared for your child's future. So screen it like you mean it. Type 1 starts long before there are symptoms. But one blood test could help you spot it early, before they need insulin, and could lower the risk of serious complications like diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA. Talk to your doctor about how to screen for type 1 diabetes. Because the more you know, the more you can do. So don't wait. Tap now or visit screenfortype1.com to learn more. Again, that's screenfortype1.com. Screen it like you mean it.
Did you know that 1 in 5 children across the U.S. are at risk of hunger right now? As a grandmother, I know the importance of a filled tummy and the joy it brings. This holiday season, I invite you to join me in filling a few extra plates for the millions of hungry kids out there. With a $10 donation, you can help provide up to 100 meals. Please visit nokidhungry.org/chip in today, because every child deserves a full heart and a full belly.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the loose, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Oh, somebody want to know what's the name of that haunted house thing that we were just talking about. Is it the Georgetown Morgue?
Yep.
Haunted house?
Yep. Georgetown Morgue.
Oh, and somebody did text in and said, I did acid once and went to a haunted house. Made a lot of bad choices in life. I'm divorced twice, LOL, but that was hands down the worst idea my buds and I ever had. I legit started crying when a clown stared at me, and I tried calling my mom to pick me up. Mind you, I was 30 when this happened, and my mom lived in Florida at the time. Thankfully, she didn't answer. Ha ha.
Wow.
My gosh.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Mom, pick me up.
Man, that's how, I think I'd be the same way if I tried to do any kind of hallucinogenics at a haunted house.
Steve, you said you've done a few haunted houses.
Hallucinogenics, yes.
Oh, that too.
Both, actually.
Yes. But did you have a favorite, theme that you went to, or did you ever, go to one that was just, totally amazing?
You know, I really like the Maris Farms one.
Oh, nice.
Because it's like a haunted woods, and they had all these different rooms. There's one room, though, that would trip me the F out. And there's really nothing going on in it. It was just pitch black.
Yeah.
And they'd have a couple people, no one would ever touch you. They were, obviously you don't want to risk that. But they'd get up on you and start whispering or or blow on you or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just when you don't have any vision.
Those super dark rooms, man.
I remember it got so bad because when you go in a group, then also you're like, I don't even know where to walk.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember one of my buddies trying to take out their cell phone and put your phone away. And I'll put on the flashlight, guys. I'm freaking out. All right, I'll follow you, but you shouldn't do that. But I'm kind of with you.
That's awesome.
What about you?
The only one I've been to here in Seattle was the Georgetown Morgue, and then we did the Wild Waves one. They're both awesome, but I will say that I went to one time in California, and it was Rob Zombie's designed haunted houses.
Oh, wow.
So he did a House of 1,000 Corpses one, and then he also did this clown one, and it was literally if you remember Spencer's back in the day with all the black lights. And it was like that, but with clowns and just rainbow everywhere. And then they would put a bag over your head, and you had to walk through it, and it was insane. It was on another level, and he had help in designing them all, and it was so cool.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah,
you put a bag over my head. I don't know about that.
I do have some good news, though, if you don't want to stand in line for the Georgetown Morgue Haunted House. So this Friday and then the 27th, if you donate blood outside, because they've partnered with Bloodworks Northwest, you could skip the line with 3 of your friends.
Okay, that's pretty brilliant.
It's very brilliant. Their video they have for it is pretty awesome because they have the monsters donating blood, everything. They're very smart.
You have to get blood to get through the line. All right.
Why not?
Give blood to get blood.
What a fun way to kind of like, what a good tie-in for a charitable thing that they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Maris Farms one.
Oh,
And It's cool, man.
Are you outside since it's a wood?
You're in and out. Like,
Okay,
you're kind of
cool.
like throughout it. Like, you're kind of walking into different rooms.
Nice.
The line is ridiculous, too, for that one. Like, that's one of those ones where you want to definitely get... You have to get your tickets online because it's so crazy.
That the spinny hall you got to walk through.
That one's awesome.
And you don't... You think you're going to fall down?
Even though you're just walking on a very stable walkway.
But
So
it really
disorienting.
Yes. Totally disorients you. Yeah.
And they have one thing... and some of the friends that run it, they call it's basically like you're walking into like a woman's private parts.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like you walk there, you're just like everything is just like it's like compact. I don't even know what it is.
It's like an inflatable wall, basically, that you walk through, and you're feeling like you're going through like Steve
a
said.
giant woman's, like
like you're being born.
Yeah, or going back in.
Yeah.
Either way, it's like I got to get out of here. I'm going back in.
I'm done with this.
I love the haunted houses. There's so much fun though. Just like especially if they're really good and they can. I love when they scream or like you were saying whisper in your ears because that's even scarier than them screaming in your face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, especially when it's dark.
Yeah.
Yes, it's kind of annoying, but I also do find it entertaining when like you're in a line and as you're walking through it all and you're kind of next to a group of teens.
Sure.
Because they get so scared.
Yeah, they do.
It is kind of entertaining to hear how freaked out they get. And also, I like it when they're ahead of us because then it kind of warns us what's about to happen.
Yep.
Because you're like, okay, they're freaking the F out. Okay, they're a little over the top with what they're freaking out about, but at least I have a little bit of a warning.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know about the bag over your head, though. I don't think I'd want that.
That one was a crazy one.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either.
Yeah, they did. You had to kind of like follow each other through and make sure you didn't walk into walls. But then, of course, they're screaming at you the whole time, and it's like, what is happening?
That's a low budget, by the way. I mean, if you really want a low budget haunted house, just put a bag over somebody's head and just have them march through.
Yep. So they said, would anyone go on the show to one of those haunted houses where you have to sign a waiver? You know, the ones where they can tie you up and walk you into boxes and put you in boxes. No, I don't want to do any of that stuff. I know people are into that. I'm not.
No,
I don't like those kind of movies. I don't want to live that kind of lifestyle.
Oh, you don't want to play a game.
I'm not here to shame you if you like those kind of movies, but that's just not my thing.
Yeah, if you like being tied up, I'm not here to shame you for that either.
Exactly. So I said, how do they not get punched from people not freaking out? I wonder how many times somebody gets pushed.
Yeah.
Especially like the clowns that get in your face with the chainsaw. Because sometimes you're like, dude, okay. Yes, you've done this like 13 times already. Can you leave? Like, I remember I went to one like in Everett or somewhere up north, and this one clown just kept coming over and you're like, you're not even scaring me now, you're just annoying me.
Steve has a talk with them in the middle of the haunted house.
It's like, can you send somebody else? Is there a guy on stilts or something? Like, you're just the same dude that keeps bugging me.
Oh, this is the annoying haunted house, sir. You didn't want that?
Right, did you each pick one person and just stuck with them the whole time?
Yeah, sometimes that's what they do. They go, let's troll this guy.
Somebody would have said, hey, let's stay on the haunted house train. If you were a character in a haunted house, what would you want to portray?
Ooh. I like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice? That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah, because then you could talk. You could say all these inappropriate things.
I'd want to be the clown with the chainsaw and annoy one person.
There you go. Perfect.
Honestly, I just want to be a zombie. Like, come like pop out of behind a corner and then just pretend to chase him.
You don't have to say much either.
Ooh. A werewolf would be fun.
Oh, that's a lot of work, though. You got to get dressed up and be hairy.
Or Pennywise.
Pennywise would be fun.
That's a little bit of work, too,
Just
right?
hold a red balloon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different guy. Yeah. Okay.
Are you thinking of like the Pinhead guy?
Yeah, Pinhead. Exactly what I'm thinking
exactly
of.
Yeah. That's so funny because I know that guy seems like a lot of effort.
That sure does.
And
But
you can't headbutt anyone.
The clown with a balloon is fine.
Oh, I know the perfect one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Based on my height.
Oh, the leprechaun.
Oh, I was going to say the little girl from The Ring.
Oh, I was thinking Chucky.
Oh.
That too. All these work. I was thinking some just
little girl
easy
from-
wise. Just pull my hair forward and wear a white dress.
A gremlin.
That too.
Vicky would be a good little girl from The Ring.
I feel like Sarah could be like a hot mess, like undead bride.
Yep,
kind
that's
of
what I was
Oh, I
thinking.
was thinking mental patient, one of the straight jackets.
That too, with all the lipstick all on, like all over her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe would have to be Frankenstein.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm in for that.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay.
As long as he's got Frankenstein can drink White Claws, I think Joe's in.
Yeah, that's all that matters. All right, we got a big question that has to be answered right now. What do Ryan Castle and shoes have in common? What do Ryan Castle and shoes have in common? You're going to find out at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and shoes have in common?
It smells of toe jam. I was thinking like old school shoes, like cobblers and stuff. You could say they get nailed in the bottom.
Yeah. That's for the old timer days.
Steve likes to put his foot away. I can't
Whoa.
Both have a thing for Steve's feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Something
Steve's
about
wife questions how much he spends on both.
Yeah. Something about a gym sock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, there's a recent report that thieves in Nebraska broke into a vintage store back in August and stole $20,000 worth of shoes.
Ah, the vintage store. See, they get nailed in the bottom.
Hey, here's the problem, though. They were all left-footed shoes because they only stole the display ones.
Oh, dummy. Everybody knows that, right?
You'd think they would.
That they never put both shoes out on display?
Never
Or were they maybe trolling and they thought this would just be hilarious?
Maybe.
Yeah, this wasn't a thrift store. They sold vintage exclusive sneakers and hard-to-find items.
Okay, they're just stupid, probably.
Yeah, they're very stupid.
Just dumb.
Now, very hard to find since you need the other shoe.
I think this is how the story of Cinderella goes, right?
Yeah. Except there's not going to be a prince in the end. Well, maybe there will be a prince in the ending. Ryan Castle, he's got a 12-pack, both, and they're both sides, too. That's coming up next.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Some companies are big, others are small. To Robert Half, their hiring needs are equally huge. At Robert Half, our specialized recruiting professionals elevate their expertise with proprietary AI tools to transform candidate discovery, assessment, and selection. Whether sourcing talent locally or in any geography that works for you, Robert Half can pinpoint hard-to-find candidates in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent.
When making a real estate purchase, partner with an agent who is a realtor. We're experts in what we do, with access to exclusive tools and proprietary market data. We're Realtors, members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. Parents can send instant money transfers, automate allowance, and more. Plus, keep an eye on spending with real-time notifications. Join more than 6 million families building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get your first month free at greenlight.com/Odyssey. That's greenlight.com/Odyssey.
Transit is better with an Orca card. Here's why. 1. It's easy. Just tap and pay your way onto Metro and all other public transit around the Sound. 2. Your tap shows us when and where you're riding the most, so Metro can serve you better. And 3. Orca cards are for everyone. 18 and younger now ride free with a free youth Orca card. So what are you waiting for? Get an Orca card. Tap for transit and make your ride count today. Visit kingcounty.gov/tap for transit.